you're looking for intellectual, informed basketball takes and you want to bring in media that knows what they're talking about, look no further than
never early, never late, but we always push the pace, yeah. And we really study tape, y'all just view the highlights, man, we really watching games, yeah. You just watch from the stands, we run 3-man weeks, Paul, Trey, and Allen, yeah. Way more than a fan, we got love for the game, we don't have to pretend. Got it out the mud like you get it off the glass. I'm to run the fast break, throw me the outlet. Yeah, we got it out the mud like you get it off the glass. Time to run the fast break, throw me the outlet. We on the break, it's fast break. We on the break, it's fast break. Let's go.
Good morning. We fight. Fastbreaks family. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful you chose to be here. I'm so grateful my brothers chose to be here.
It's fast break. Let's go.
Thank you for once again choosing us for your audio adventure this Saturday AM. I go by the name of Ro, the hostess with the mostest, and you notice up above me to my right is Andre. Above me is Andre King Dre. To his left is Alan, the man with the plan, the architect, the professional, Morpheus in the Matrix. We don't take that.
I forgot to send him the glasses. My fault.
We are a little ensemble that goes by the moniker Fast Breaks. Can I get a rebound kindly?
Yeah, I got you.
Outlet.
Are you good, fam?
Everything hurts.
My boy's struggling this morning, but we here to pod regardless. Fellas.
Yo,
There's a lot going on in this wonderful league that we have loved for such a long time. Let's start with media, right? We do a lot of talking. Well, the people that do talking for a living have been doing a lot of talking as well. There's beef in these media streets. Have y'all been tapped in?
The only beef I care about is beef that the world has with Fast Breaks is they're not tapped into what we're saying right now. We've been calling everything since the beginning of the season. They pretend they don't notice.
High key since the end of last season.
That's the only beef I'm concerned about.
That's a fact.
So basically, there were some high-profile games, which we'll get into later, on TNT and ESPN this week. The post-All-Star lineup for national television slots has been absolutely fire. So I guess that's to Alan's point when we were talking about sort of building hype around national televised games. Alan made the point a few pods ago that, early in the season, you're competing with the baseball players, you're competing with the football and Super Bowl, and they were probably saving their best matchups and their ratings grabs for after the All-Star break. And that so far has proven to be true. Phenomenal games these past month, or really the past 3 weeks. But the energy that seems to have been injected into the league, the networks seem to have different perspectives about it. Charles Barkley has gotten a lot of flack because, he's a well-known Lakers hater. I'm going to go ahead and say that. And he was feeling pressed about the fact that the Lakers have been so good. And that's just the fact. The Lakers have been so absolutely good for the past really 6 to 8 weeks, if we want to be honest about it. And in responding to that pressure, he took aim at the ESPN network. And basically his comments were centered around, he's not going to feel any kind of way about saying the Lakers and the Warriors sucked earlier in the season just because the networks now want to talk about them every day. They were talking about them every day, even when they sucked. And he thinks that was wrong. He says to act like he specifically singled out Kendrick Perkins' comments saying that Luka Doncic and the Lakers have saved the NBA, and points to the fact that, the Cavaliers in Cleveland and the Thunder in Oklahoma City have been playing absolutely amazing basketball all year. And so there has been quality basketball to watch all year. So the notion that just because the Lakers and Warriors, as in his words, have had a good 2 weeks, that hasn't saved the NBA, and the over focus on those two teams, even though it seems to be rewarded right now, is wrong. ESPN obviously had a lot to say in return, and they sort of, stuck to what they always stuck to, that, those are the teams that the fans want to hear us talk about. Those are the clips that get the most engagement. And it also is just a matter of fact that the NBA is more exciting now that Luka Doncic and LeBron James are title contenders, and that the Warriors are energized and Steph Curry is looking like prime Steph. He said it's just a fact that the NBA is better when that is the scenario, and that's no disrespect to the Cavs or the Thunder, who we did talk about when they were good. Now, do they get the most headlines? No, but that's because they don't move the needle, and that was ESPN's position. All that is a precursor. Where do you folks land on this? First, I wonder, what does it say about the league and coverage of the league that this is an argument being had between the two networks? We talk a lot about the NBA's marketing and their partnership with the networks, but I don't know if we've ever addressed that there may be a disparity in strategy of coverage. And we talked a lot about the future of these networks, ESPN, ABC, NBC coming into the mix next season, Turner sort of stepping into a new role. It was even joked that, the inside the NBA guys are going to go to ESPN next year. So is that something we maybe overlooked, that there's there's divergent priorities in terms of the coverage of the league?
I think so. And I think there's always been, and there's obviously a lot of different coverage opinions between ESPN and inside the NBA, for example, or us or anyone else. But one thing that's been obviously critiqued a lot about ESPN, and that's something they look at, is they kind of go for the eye catchers, right? The beginning of the season didn't seem that good to them because the two best players in the league, LeBron and Steph, their teams weren't doing well. And to them, that's going to create an issue because that's a lot of where their coverage talks about. LeBron is the topic of conversation every single day. Literally every single day. But now they have something to gravitate towards. And Kendrick Perkins, who, is not some kind of media savant by any stretch of the imagination. But
I wouldn't do that.
I want to say I'm not
pretty high on their roster over there, I would say, in terms of their priority.
He's gotten better over the years. I'll say that. And he's respectable now.
Who outside? I would say if we had a quick rank. Sorry to cut you off, but this is an interesting question. If we do, I think Turner, obviously their top lineup is the inside the NBA guys, and then they have their game commentary roster, which is probably the most elite. No disrespect to ESPN, but I think since they lost the Mark Jackson, Jeff Van Gundy, Mike Breen combo, I think Turner has the best crews, right? I mean, Kevin Harlan, in my opinion, is the GOAT. I know people say Marv Albert, but no one has ever made me feel more excited watching a basketball game than Kevin Harlan. Mike Breen's bang and double bang is legendary, yes, but I'm sorry, Kevin Harlan gets you out of your seat watching a basketball game in both pro and college. And then Reggie Miller, I think, has grown into icon himself. So I think they have the best, game crews. But if we're talking about the ESPN roster, Stephen A is obviously in the one spot. I think Windhorst would probably be in the second spot when it comes to basketball on-air talent. We agreed on that.
Rooks number 3.
I think so.
I don't know if she's on-air talent though. She doesn't really appear on the shows.
Taylor Rooks number 3. I'm not hearing anything else.
All right. Well, but I would think in terms of on-air talent from the basketball side, I would argue Kendrick Perkins is probably third on the call sheet.
No, probably.
That's because he's third. Talking about for ESPN specifically.
For ESPN.
Okay. And just because he's third on their call sheet doesn't mean we have to. He makes a lot of or he's made, and like I said, he's gotten better, but he's made a lot of terrible basketball opinions, and he's put them out and publicized them. And I think this
right. I just responded to you because you said media savant. Now, basketball savant may be a different conversation, but you said media savant. I would say in terms of media savantness, if you're the third best on-air talent in a sport on ESPN, you probably know what you're doing.
That's fine. That's true. Okay, so fine. Not a basketball savant then, or basketball news savant. And what I mean by that is simply that he makes a lot of bad takes. He makes a lot of bad takes, and his takes are very. Listen, he makes a lot of hot takes, and they're hot takes that are, number one, a little bit inflammatory, and number two, generally wrong. And I think he's in this regard. I don't actually think he's that off base, because there has been a breath of fresh air in the NBA. There's been a breath of fresh air in specifically LeBron James and Stephen Curry, because what happens
in their play, right?
And their play, they have played. Getting Jimmy Butler has made Steph look like he's back in 2016.
Yes,
which is crazy. Getting Luka has made LeBron James also look like he's back in 2016, which is crazy. And the entire team, especially with their 3-wing defensive combo that they got out, because now everybody's actually playing defense, coincidentally, except for LeBron and Luka. The entire team is just playing better. So, yes, it goes without saying, basketball, the NBA is better when the Lakers are doing well. Basketball is better when Stephen Curry is making headlines. Basketball is better when LeBron looks like he's on his way to the finals. That is altogether true. But to essentially put it on and say, basketball saved right now, it goes to something I've long had a problem with, and I've talked about, us catering to casuals, because actual basketball savants, people who've been watching the game, this is when we've been talking about all year. This has been an incredibly exciting game.
Yeah,
there's been a lot of good
actual basketball savants.
Yes. Yes.
It's crazy.
Alan, let me go to you. Is it merely so? I think I 100% agree with Andre in terms of the analysis of basketball, and maybe that's what Charles is talking about. But is maybe Charles misreading what Kendrick Perkins' take is attempting to do, right? Like, he said it saved the NBA. Is it a phrasing issue? Because I think Charles took exception to that in thinking that, it saved basketball, that there wasn't quality basketball before this happened. But Kendrick Perkins said save the NBA. And to go to Andre's point, in terms of the NBA, where the entire narrative in the beginning of the year, I think it was a casual take that basketball product wasn't good. Remember, we did an investigation of that, right? Like, we watched the Christmas Day games, incredibly good basketball, but still persisted the problem of viewership, right? So is maybe Charles overreacting to the phrase "save the NBA" and missing the point that we're talking about viewership? The product has been good, but is it just a fact that the NBA, in order to effectively market and gain viewership, needed this level of intrigue, and there's no more intrigue than what Andre just laid out? And I think about the fact that, Charles only targeted Kendrick Perkins. I think Brian Windhorst said something incredibly similar, but he phrased it differently, right? Windhorst on an episode of First Take earlier this week said, and I think Wendy is elevated to a position where everyone trusts him when he says things like this. He's breaking down the play of the Lakers and the Warriors since the trade deadline. And he says, in his quiet, stoic way, he goes, I went to watch these games. I'm telling y'all right now, LeBron believes. Steph Curry believes. And they're playing with the level of energy and investment that communicates they actually believe they have a chance. And that, I think, is something incredibly significant, right? It's not just about the highlights and the clip farming. Is it easier? Again, we talk about not to bring up the face of the league thing, but when we talk about the pillars of the NBA, right? Is the NBA as an organization and as a league in a better position when our legends that are still going have a belief that they can win? And so we're watching basketball, we're watching a league where LeBron James and Steph Curry believe, and actually reasonably so, that they have a chance to win a championship. Alan, what say you?
Yeah. So to answer your first question, you asked me if Charles we may be misreading like what Kendrick Perkins is saying, and because Kendrick said that they saved the NBA, Lakers being good, etc., saved the NBA. The answer to that, I think, is yes and no. I think he is. I think he's correct in saying that because his interpretation of what Kendrick said is that these guys saved basketball. We finally have a good product when we didn't have one in the first place. So I understand why he is so upset about that because he's right. We've been having a good product. The NBA has been good all year. Teams are killing it from like not even just the top two teams, but those two teams especially have been killing it all year long. So I understand his point and why he got mad at that, right? But at the end of the day, what Kendrick Perkins said is what y'all laid out already. Like when the Lakers are better, when Steph Curry is better, it's better for the league. People are just more driven to those teams. Excitement is back up. We just spent a couple months ago arguing about the viewership and how the viewership may be down, and Adam Silver trying to tell people it's not. But the overall narrative was that people weren't watching the games and weren't into it or whatever. That usually naturally changes as the football season ends.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, man, like it's the Lakers, bro. When the Lakers is good and when the Lakers have LeBron James on their team, when Steph Curry's team is good, that's just automatically going to garner interest in the league because it goes back to I know what you said, Andre, but it goes back to like the casual viewership. The casual fan, unfortunately, does not give a damn that OKC is good and they may have an MVP on the team. The casual fan does not give a damn about the Cavaliers without LeBron James. They just don't. So it makes it interesting less. And even me as a basketball fan, like I'm not gonna lie, after what I didn't even get to catch the whole game, but I saw like the fourth quarter overtime. But I kind of got myself kind of excited and looking forward to a Lakers versus Knicks in the finals. I thought that'd be a really fun finals matchup, even though I don't even think those are the two best teams in the NBA. Why do I, as a basketball fan, want to see not the best two teams? Because I would love to see LeBron and Luka in the finals against this great Knicks team, and I think that'd be a great matchup. I think that'd be great entertainment. So I understand, but I understand Charles Barkley point because if I, as a basketball purist, as someone who really enjoys the game, I want to see the best two teams go at it in the finals. Right. I want to see them talk about the best two teams. I want to see them. I want to know why they're good. I want to know why these two teams are beating everybody else's ass every night. I want to know why Donovan Mitchell could potentially be like top. I want to that's what we should be talking about. So it's a little bit of both. I understand. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry, there's one last point.
No,
at the end of the day, at the end of the day, what Charles needs to realize, and I came to this conclusion fairly recently, ESPN is not just in the business of basketball; they're in the business of ratings. That's why they're not going to talk about the Cavs every day. They're not in the business of basketball. If you want to talk about that, you got to look to like more other independent
NBA
like
TV,
us, NBA TV,
Forget that.
or like
listen to
people
Fastbreaks.
like us, other podcasts.
Yeah.
There's mad outlets out there that talk about basketball in a more pure sense. ESPN's not going to do that. ESPN's going to follow what's going to get them the ratings. And at the end of the day, the Lakers getting ratings, LeBron gets some ratings.
It's an entertainment platform.
Yeah, it's an entertainment platform. That's all it is. So the sooner you can accept that, the sooner you'll be more at peace with it and find other things to get that fix you're looking for.
How about this angle, though? Also, because this is, I thought, something that, again, because Perkins' delivery is, I guess, a different style that some might call less elegant, which I think many people have also said about Charles in the past, ironically. Here's something else that might be missed. Take the teams away and the names away. What we can also say about the last 2 months is that if you are an analyst and you are watching the sport, you can legitimately say, this is not media spin, 2 more contenders, legit contenders, have revealed themselves. Forget who they are and what makeup of the team is. Is it not better, even if we did acknowledge how good the Cavs and the Thunder were? Think about the separation that existed back in January between the number 1 seeds in both conference and the number 2 seeds. And then think about who the number 2 seeds were, right? In the East, it was a little better, right? We knew that Boston was a contender against how good the Cavs were doing, but after that, we weren't sure. The Bucks, we weren't sure. The Knicks.
What do you mean we weren't sure? The Knicks have been third for the entire season.
Give me a second. The Bucks, I was about to say the Bucks, we weren't sure. I wasn't going necessarily in order. And the Knicks, we weren't sure because of their bench issues and let's be honest, the fact that they are incapable of beating any top 4 seed teams. If we're being objective, that has been a question mark on the Knicks all year. They have not beat a top 4 seed team all year. So they weren't given legit contender status in January, maybe at the beginning of the season, but in January. So in the East, you were talking about a 2-team race in terms of legit contenders. And in the West, until the last few months, no one was touching the Thunder. And when we looked at the 2nd and 3rd seed, it was Memphis and Houston, and no one believed Memphis or Houston was really going to challenge the Thunder in the playoffs, right? So having 2 really good teams is cool, but if in the playoffs we're looking at not really anyone challenging them and both of them just sort of cakewalking their way to the finals, and then we get a decent finals, that's boring, right? So is it just also now there's the playoffs are more interesting now. The Lakers moving up to the 2nd seed, a Laker Thunder matchup is intriguing, right? But before Dallas got hurt, it was like, ooh, any playoff series with Dallas is going to be a good one. When the Nuggets started playing really well, it's like, okay, whenever Jokic has a shot, you know that's going to be entertaining. Now the Nuggets are an interesting matchup in the playoffs. And now the road, even if we do end up with these 2 teams still making to the finals, even if all this was a bunch of bloviating for nothing, at least the road there is going to be absolutely phenomenally exciting because you know the Thunder are eventually going to have to see and figure out how to beat a LeBron, Luka, and or Jokic playing well, Jamal Murray playing well, or a sneaky Warriors team getting into the play-in and being a tough first round out for whoever. I mean, if the Thunder play the Warriors 1-8 in the first round,
1-6, the Warriors are 6 now.
Shoot, I mean that
Warriors are 6. They're like 11-2 since Jimmy Butler showed up. They are.
I mean that means we could potentially get 3-6 Nuggets Warriors. Do we know who's coming out of that? And then if the Warriors get out of that, you know that the winner of the 3-6 plays the winner of the 2-7. We get LeBron, Steph in the playoffs again for a trip to the conference final. I mean, this is like the potential.
This is exciting basketball.
Every round is going to be, or at least there is at least one series in every round that looks like it could be historic. Right. Exactly. And in the East, the same thing, right? Like the Bucks have emerged.
Yes,
the Bucks. This looks like he's turned all the way up. The Knicks are playing well. They got to figure out how to beat a good team. But
slow down. We just took a big hit last night.
It's a fact. We need to figure out how to beat a good team. But
no,
the Celtics. Hold on. We're gonna get to you. Let me.
All right.
The Celtics have absolutely flipped their switch. I mean, you got Peyton Pritchard and Derek White going for 40 each.
That was crazy.
What?
That was crazy.
So how does that land on you? Is it just a fact, teams and names aside, the fact that there looks like there's legitimately 4 to 6 contenders now? I think we can agree on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the sake of argument, yeah.
Definitely 4, right? We got Cleveland and OKC, Lakers, Boston. That's legitimate 4, right? The top 4 seeds in the NBA. All contenders, agreed?
Correct.
And then you can get to 5-6 if you throw the Warriors and Knicks in there.
Don't forget about Denver.
I don't know, but Denver I'm still kind of back and forth on.
I'm not because when they won, the year they won, they were the 3rd seed. That's what I don't understand about this Denver hate. They've always been the 3rd seed. They're very comfortable in the 3rd seed. You go back and check the standings. They're always in the 3rd seed.
Well, you know who it is, right? You know who it is. But I think that works against them. They're always in the 3rd seed, and they've only won once. So we can't look at their regular season performance as determinative of how they're going to be in the playoffs, right? That's one.
That's true.
Two, I think it's Minnesota's fault. The way Minnesota beat them, and this is how the NBA works, right? Like once you get beat in the playoffs a particular way, it feels like the league has the blueprint on you.
Yeah.
right? That's why back-to-backs are so like if you win a championship and then don't get back to the finals, like it's very hard to get back that next year. Because if you don't get beat back to the finals, that means someone figures you out and not just beat you. Because you could be a team in the finals without figuring them out. That's what's great about the finals, and that's what that was what was great about teams facing each other again and again in the finals, right? Like it's not that anyone figured each other out. It's just you got us this year, we got you that year, yada yada yada, right? So the Celtics, they went to the finals, they lost, but it's not because the Warriors necessarily figured them out. It's because the Warriors just beat them. And then you see the Celtics came back stronger the next year. And we can't legitimately say anyone's figured the Celtics out. No one has figured out how to beat this Celtics team in its current construction. I don't think we can say that about the Nuggets because the way Minnesota beat them, it looks like the Nuggets got figured out. So I don't know that another team can't employ similar strategies to beat them. What do y'all think? I think the Lakers did it. I think the Lakers did it. I think the Celtics just recently did it. Like the Celtics, Joe Mazzulla literally copied JJ Redick's entire defensive game plan in their game against them. I don't know if y'all watched that game.
One, I would have to see it in the series because I think if he had some time to like figure, I would have to see it in the series where he has time to like counteract what they did. And
I mean, I think it's interesting that they didn't against the Celtics, right? Like, if you're Mike Malone, but you lose to the Lakers against a specific game plan. 2 games later, the Celtics pull out that same game plan. You didn't think it was important to like start thinking about how to defeat that defense? That 3 days later it worked again.
I mean, maybe now that you see the second team do it the second game in a row, maybe. Because I also feel like the what do you call it? The Suns just tried to do it and they beat them. But
so that to my point, right? Like the league, there's a blueprint out there. Shout out to JJ Redick. Shout out to JJ Redick, who I think honestly borrowed a lot of that from the Timberwolves as well, just with different personnel. I think there's a blueprint out there to beat the Nuggets, and that's what makes me feel like there's not a contender. All the contenders I named, I don't really think there's a blueprint out there of how to beat them.
We'll see. Because again, with the Lakers, I'm still a little iffy on. I gotta see. Like,
there's no blueprint on the Lakers because it's so new. No one has figured it out yet.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say. I feel like it's still new, so you got to see. And with the Celtics, I don't think anyone can beat them but themselves, honestly. So far, I haven't seen a team gameplay that could beat them.
We'll find out tonight.
Yeah.
I was gonna say primetime basketball tonight.
Yes.
I mean, we've already beat them this season with our old version of the team. So I think JJ Redick, I think he's that kind of coach. I think he thinks long term and he knows the best teams in the league. And he's been thinking since the summer of like how to beat those teams. And so far, he's beaten a lot of them, even with varying forms of the team. He's beat the Knicks twice. He's beat the Celtics. He's beat the Nuggets. I don't know if we've played the Thunder yet.
But to go back to your original point, you made a really great point about how, take away the teams and the names and the stars and all that, and you have 2 more contenders potentially. And that makes that's better basketball for everyone. That makes the game more exciting. Because you're right. Before that, it was going to be potentially a breeze through for the Thunder. But now they have some challenges, and that makes it better. And we're not even talking about maybe some of the sleeper picks like Grizzlies, who are still really good, and if Ja Morant's like picks it. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I feel like they have a fighter's chance.
Yeah, there's
a fighter's chance.
Yeah,
there's a fighter's chance, and that's for a lot of teams. You can't ask more than a fighter's chance, and that makes it just a little bit more interesting for everyone.
I'm not mad. I'm gonna see Ja in the playoffs. Ja in the past few years has been one of the bigger playoff stars. We can say that.
You said Ja?
Yeah.
In the last 2 years. What?
I said in the last few years.
Oh, few years. Yeah.
Of this era, I think of the young stars, I think Ja has been one of the playoff standouts. In terms of individual performance, like Ja in the playoffs has been must-see TV.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if I'd say absolutely, but I agree.
Just from an individual standpoint, like Ja playoff games. I mean, we could pull up the numbers. Like he goes to work in the playoffs.
He does.
I just can't think of any individual performance over the last couple of years.
Think about his first playoff stint when he was in the play-in against the Warriors, beat them on a game winner. Think about when they ran it back again in the first round and he beat the Warriors. Think about his performance even injured against the Lakers. They lost, but he went crazy. In the playoffs, he shows up. He's one of those guys. Dylan Brooks ruined it, but
forgot about that. Wow, I can't believe that was like over 2 years ago.
You know,
it's crazy. Time moved on quick.
Also, another thing about like just the coverage overall, we gotta get comfortable with the fact that sometimes it's just they get like, I don't know what the word for it is, but like finicky. Like, you know what I mean? Like
right.
It goes from like week to week. It just depends on who's hot, and that's just who's gonna get covered. Like just a couple weeks ago, I feel like the NBA media zeitgeist was talking about the Rockets, and they cooled down a bit, and we're not talking about them so much anymore. So the same thing is happening here.
Well, they fell.
Exactly. So the Lakers rised up, the Warriors shot up, and so they're the talk of town, and rightfully so. They deserve it. And maybe in a couple weeks, it may not be as much either. So we gotta get comfortable in that fact too.
I mean, I think
Charles Barkley.
I'm going to be completely honest. I think this has exposed a problem we've also identified, which is there are a lot of frauds in the NBA, and there are a lot of teams.
What do you mean by that? Just quickly define that.
I mean, there are a lot of middle of the pack teams that were only being successful because LeBron and Steph were not like.
See, now when I was saying that, I was a hater. When I was saying all these teams are mid and fake, our clip went viral, mini viral, of me saying all these teams are mid, and y'all was against me on that.
Who was y'all? Identify them.
You all were against. I was pull up our viral clip.
Do it right now, because I guarantee you're not going to hear me be like, "Nah, you're wrong."
I said parody sometimes means that everyone sucks.
Yeah,
and so they're
just saying
you're
right.
Other.
But I said you're right. I'm very sure I said you're right.
All right. Continue.
Anyway, yeah, there are a lot of frauds, specifically out in the West. There's a lot of ass out there, and these teams, I'm dead ass. And with the fact that LeBron, Steph, and KD are all like about to be out the league within the next 5 years, like the league needs to take notice now that the fact that we're still relying so heavily on Steph Curry and LeBron James to lead headlines and create interest, like they've had a marketing problem. They continue to have a marketing problem, and we need to create the next great investment.
But wait, see, this is part of it. When their teams are good, it's not a problem because they're still good enough. Right. That's the thing I think is being missed. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry, when they're activated in the way they have been the last 3 weeks that we've seen.
Not Kevin Durant, but continue.
Right. They're still the best players in the NBA.
Correct.
That's the thing. Right? When we get in that, and I think that is what is, I think the NBA viewership world knows that, especially after the Olympics. Like these guys, all the stars on the good teams this year were in the Olympics, and they lost to those old guys because at the end of the day, those old guys are still, when needed to be, the best players in the world.
That's a fact.
And we're seeing that now, right? And we're I'm gonna get to you, brother. I'm gonna get to you. And we're seeing that when they believe they can win a championship and activate their switch, no one in the world is better than them. And so they sort of rightfully still have the eye of the league on them. And the eye previous to now was just like, it's so disappointing that these guys are still this good and their teams are not good, right? I think now that their teams are good, it sort of refocuses on, oh no, it's not a problem that they're carrying the league still. They should be, because when they are on it, no one's better than them. As good as Shea is, and he's going to get the MVP, can we, in the last 3 weeks, can we say he's better than Steph Curry today?
No.
I don't know. right?
Yeah,
For as good as
I
Jokic is, and this is going to get us to our 30-20-20, Jokic is on a tear. He's got an argument for a fourth MVP. These last 3 weeks, can we definitively say he's played better than LeBron?
No, we
No.
can't.
And I think that's what it is. And so to cap off that Charles point, like maybe ESPN has it right. Like, even though the teams are bad and therefore those players aren't giving everything, and so they don't look like the best players in the world of the year, the story, if we put our journalist hat on, they're still the story, because the intrigue is, are we going to get to see that version of them this season? Or is it over? Especially, like I said, coming off the Olympics where we just saw it. We just saw those guys be better than everyone else in the world. And then we come into the league that's supposed to be the best basketball. And that's the question. Are we going to get to see that again? And right now in February and March, the answer is looking like yes. We're going to get to see turn to level 10 playoff Bron. We're going to get to see turn to level 10 playoff Steph Curry. And as a basketball fan, is there anything better in the world to watch?
I can't say there is. I truly can't.
Yeah, probably not. That's a good point too. You're right. That's a good point.
So I think that's
why I said that LeBron gonna go 5 more years.
Right.
That's
and
why.
if we follow him for all those 5s as still the most focused on player in the NBA, I think it's rightfully so. Until he shows us that he can't become the best player in the world anymore. I think as long as those guys can still on any given night be the best players in the world, I think I'm coming around to there is no problem with them still being the faces.
Fair enough.
I agree.
Look to Paul's point, like those guys that we keep arguing for that are going to start winning the awards, they got to show that on their best night they're better or as good as these guys. Now, I think some of them can do that and have done that, but that's a different discussion. But now let's switch over. Oh, go ahead. No, get in here, Paul.
No, real quick. The problem is that you don't know until the playoffs, because these guys.
That's what we're saying. Yeah,
these guys in the regular season look even better than the Currys but in the playoffs.
See, I don't know about that though. Can we say that's my last point, right? Can we say that the last 3 weeks, like the last 3 weeks is kind of like our preview of that, right? Like these guys are getting into playoff mode. We see that. That's what Wendy is saying. Steph is clearly in playoff mode. The man is losing his mind. Did you see him against the Nets the other night?
Yeah,
that man is Allen. I'm so sorry, but I'm also so jealous that you got to watch that. That man is losing his mind right now.
I wish I went in person.
This guy is going crazy right now. He hit a Kobe shimmy fade from half court.
That was crazy.
Off 2 feet. He started with his back to the basket. He didn't even dribble into it. He caught it with his back to the basket in a post up at half court. Shimmy turned and let it go all arms. And it was a clean bucket.
Yep.
Like, I'm sorry, no one else in the league is doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Curry's
but
different.
like Chuck said, it's only 2 weeks.
I know, but in that 2 weeks, we've gotten more exciting basketball than, the quality of basketball from a team perspective. Yes, those other teams have been playing way better than these teams. But at their highest of heights, in terms of the individual players, Donovan Mitchell has not looked like at any given 2 week span of the year has he had a 2 weeks that looked like Steph Curry's last 2 weeks. Not a single point in the year has Donovan Mitchell had a 2 weeks that looks like these last 2 weeks.
That's a fact.
Right? Jokic maybe has had some weeks that have looked like LeBron's last week, and I'm going to use that to transition to us. He just went 30-20-20. That's one of the most dominant performances I've ever seen in my life.
It was crazy.
What are reactions to that? I think that I don't even really know what it is to say. He's just he at any given night he can be the best at whatever skill you want to pick on the basketball floor in the world. Except scorer. I've never seen him look like the best scorer in the world ever. And I think that's part of the problem with the Nuggets.
With Jokic?
I said this last year, but remember, this is my argument last year. When he has to win a game for you scoring, I don't know if he could do that.
I don't know. I've seen him drop 50.
I don't know if I agree with that, Vero.
Yeah.
I mean, name the time he's done it in the playoffs where he beat a team with his scoring.
That's a good point also.
It's not
like
it's
these big triple doubles. They're always 30.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see him get a James Harden 50-10-10.
Or
a Luka 40-10-10. It's always 30. Right. He caps out and he can get you about 30.
But see, the thing is the shots that he takes and makes are shots that nobody else in the league really takes and makes. So he looks unstoppable as a scorer when he's taking those shots, but he doesn't put up the points like that. You're right about that.
But does he have to ever be the best scorer in the world?
I don't know if it's a have to or not. I'm just saying like that when we're talking about the distinctions, right? Like I started by saying there are nights where he looks like he could be the best at whatever skill, but except scoring. He cannot be the best scorer in the world.
I don't know if that's true, only because I've seen him consistently get like perfect
30.
defense. No, I was gonna say I've seen consistently people play perfect defense on him till the very last second, and then he just makes a shot. Like he's an absolute tough shot maker.
He can be the best shot maker in the world on any given night.
Yeah,
but I've never seen him look like the best scorer in the world.
You're right.
Or the biggest offensive threat to score in the world. Even if you.
By the way, this comment is sorry, Alan. This comment is what I was getting at earlier when I said we have a marketing problem with the old guys, the big three right now, being the same guys the league relies on. We have a pull factor, and they're not investing enough or putting out there on the young guys who are eventually going to lead this league. I thought about this last night.
These last 2 weeks make me feel like Paul has felt for a long time with like there's another level that those guys have to get to have that pull. The reason they have that pull is because we know on any given night we might watch one of the greatest things we've ever seen ever in life.
That's
on
true.
That basketball floor. And there's no young guy. There's one young guy, but I'm not opening that can of worms today. There's only one of these young guys that has ever made me feel like that in their career.
If you're going to say anybody besides Victor Wembanyama, then you're dead wrong. But if he's the person you're thinking of...
No, he's not.
He's not?
I'm talking about playoffs. There's only one of these young players that are on the best teams.
You know what he's talking about.
In the playoffs, I've sat there and no.
That's not who he's talking about.
No,
I
don't want to open this can of worms. I don't want to. No. Because even Anthony Edwards' run last year, which was his best run, there was not a single game where I was watching him and I thought, I'm maybe watching one of the greatest things I've ever seen ever.
You're bugging out. You're bugging out.
I'll say this.
His best performance was against the lowly Suns. That was his best performances.
No,
he didn't play that well against the Nuggets. He didn't. There's two. Sorry, there's two. One is on my team because 100% in the playoffs, that guy I've looked at and been like, this is some of the greatest things shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, Luka's one of them. That's a fact.
Luka and Tatum.
That's it. Those are the only two guys.
Vic Edwards was.
He's never been in the playoffs, bro. We don't.
I would say Edwards.
It's March. We ain't talking about regular season no more.
Killer last year.
Yes, Paul. What game were you watching? Hold on, no, not to get into it. But
you're right. It was against the Suns, but it was the way he was getting his points. Was so cold-blooded.
I'm not going to debate you because we're talking about feeling. I just want you to be clear. When you were watching his performances against the Suns, you genuinely felt like you were watching some of the best shit you've ever seen in your life?
It wasn't unique. I've seen it before, but it looks like
regardless
it looked like best player in the league type.
That's not what I'm asking.
So
my question is very specific. When you were watching his performances during that series, did you internally, personally feel like you were watching some of the best shit you've ever seen in your life?
No.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
No, I'm gonna put somebody else in there. Jalen Brunson.
Oh,
what? No. He's not wrong.
He's right.
Oh, wait, my bad. I'm thinking about Brown. I thought you said Brown.
Jalen Brunson in the playoffs last year, that was some of the best shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
I won't lie.
I'll take that.
I won't lie. That
you want to
was
consider
some of
a
the
younger
best shit
player
I've ever seen in my life. But that's I'm glad you do have a scope for what I'm talking about, because that's where pull comes from. As a basketball fan, casual or not, if you know there's a chance to see some of the best shit you've ever seen in your life, you're gonna watch. And there's only 2 young guys that have that. So that is the level they got to get to. These other guys, Shea, Donovan Mitchell, you got to make me feel like if I miss one of your games in the playoffs, I'm going to be sick to my stomach.
Did Donovan Mitchell have that? Did Donovan Mitchell have that in the bubble? Y'all think?
I was about to say, TJ Warren?
Yes. Yeah. No, not that.
Come on, man.
Mitchell did, and that's why I think Mitchell had actually more hype earlier in his career, because when he did that, we were like, "Wait a minute here, wait a second now." But we haven't seen him at that level since then.
Right, that's a fact. But going back to your Jokic take about being smart, I understand. I understand what you're saying, and I don't know if I totally disagree with you. But the only thing is, I never seen him in that like space, that mental space where he has to do that. Because if you watch him, he's very intentional with all his shots. It's not his game. He's very intentional. He only takes shots he know he can make, or he knows is a good shot. It's only during like what Dre said during like the.
But think about that. Think about what you just said. If that's a limited set of shots, what does that communicate? If I'm a player that only shoots what I think I can make, and then I don't take a lot of shots in the game, then you're seeing what the self-belief is, right? He knows I'm only but so good as a scorer, which is why I do everything else. Which is why I do everything else.
I don't know if that's what that says. Because
think about other players that are multi-talented, right?
Ability, yeah.
If we compare him to, in terms of play style, I think in history we can only compare him to Magic, Russ, LeBron, Luka, right? In terms of play style, those are the only guys. Am I missing anybody in terms of play style? Maybe Jason Kidd, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if Jason Kidd had that either. If you want to compare him to Jason Kidd, I would say it's the same thing. Jason Kidd never had that.
You're beating me. So you got there exactly where I wanted to get you, right? If we look at play style, those are probably the only other comparable guys at that level that we can speak about. Jason Kidd, Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, Magic Johnson. LeBron, Magic, and Russ are very clearly over here in that room. And Jason Kidd and Jokic are over here in that room. Why? Because when the moment demanded it, those 3 guys are going to slide their scoring slider to the absolute top.
Wait a second.
And those 2 guys have not shown the ability to do that.
I think
LeBron, for all the triple doubles he can get, he'll get you 50 if it need be. If he reads the game and decides my scoring is the best option, he can come to that conclusion. I don't think Jokic ever in any game, and again, this is all playoff talk we're talking about right now. I don't think in any playoff game ever has Jokic read the game and made a reasonable calculation that me scoring is our best option consistently for the whole game. He knows I gotta get 10 plus assists. I'm not about to get 45, 50 and win this game. He knows that. In the same way Jason Kidd knew that.
Does that make Jokic lazy? Because
I was gonna say it, not lazy, but it may speak to the old conditioning narrative of Jokic. I think we can all agree scoring and one-on-one defending are the 2 most energy taxing things you can do on a basketball court. No?
Yes.
Does it maybe speak to that? Is he not equipped to go score 50 in a playoff setting? Does his energy max out at 30? And because he's so smart, he knows that, and that's why he's so focused on rebounding and passing.
Farrell, I'm looking at his playoff stats right now. He has multiple 34, 38. Then later on, he has 43, 53, 41.
In the playoffs?
How many?
He had 40 last year.
Okay, 40 is getting to what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the highest levels, though. I'm talking 45 plus. Like you went and did it.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying he's never done it. They have
the guys you named are not doing that every game
of those
either.
games.
No, they're doing it multiple times. They're doing it multiple times.
LeBron and Magic, that they were. Let's just. I'm gonna just pull up. Let's just use LeBron as the example. Or is that unfair? Is that unfair?
The reason I think it's unfair is because of the length of their careers. That's why. Like Jokic only been in the playoffs since 2019. So again, like I'm not saying that
that's
he's
6
a better
years.
scorer.
That's a long time.
That's not 20. That's not 15. That's not 10.
LeBron wasn't in the playoffs all 20 years.
All right, LeBron James has 11 career playoff games with 45 points or more.
Right. In how many playoff series?
All right, so let's go
because he's been in the playoffs for 20 years
with a less career. Let's see Russ. Russ has done it 4 times.
Right.
But here's the thing: Russ did it 4 times. You want to know the span of those 4 games that happened in 2017 to 2018. So as soon as KD left, Russ, those next 2 years in the playoffs, did it 4 times.
Here's my thing, right?
So
here's my thing. This is similar to the Tatum conversation because I think you're punishing Jokic for having a nice team for so long. Well, for the past few years.
What?
Okay, I see 43 a couple times. So
there's a 50 in there. I mean,
there's 150. There's 150.
But again, his team has been
6 years of playoff runs. In 6 years,
his team has been good. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to say. And the fact that he's done it, but
think about what we're talking about. 6 years of playoff runs. I think 3 conference finals appearances. Only 1 chip. You've gotten 50 once.
Yeah,
I think it's possible. I'm not ready to definitively say it, but is it possible those 3 things are explanatory? Does he get to the finals more than once in that 6-year run if he had 2 to 3 more 45-point games?
Yes. Last year, yes, I'll give you last year.
100%.
And that's kind of my point, right? Like we saw it last year. If he
talked about it
to that level, they would have went back to the finals.
What's Paul's famous line? Come on, guys. We can all do it
Go
together.
get 50.
Thank you.
Go get. And I'm really not trying to be on Jokic's head crazy. I'm just pointing out a distinction.
Pause.
Like,
hey, yo.
Pause. Hold on. Pause immediately. I said pause immediately. Immediately.
He said, "Save room for me."
Enthusiastically.
I didn't say it like that. Come on.
But that's kind of my point. Again, it's not his career's still going, so nothing I'm saying is definitive. But that is a distinction, which I think does put him, for as great as that 30-20-20 was, and that is some of the best stuff we've ever seen in our lives. Even for him, there's another level. It looks like that even he could get to, that would then enter the pull category that we're talking about. Because as great as the triple doubles is, right? Would you rather watch a 50-10-10 or a 30-20-20?
Both are kind of crazy.
Both are, and that's
it depends.
Problem that is great. Both are crazy. In a playoff setting, though, what game are you going to turn to?
Is it first round or second round?
It doesn't matter. If there's 2 games on, and there's a guy on pace for 30-20-20, and there's a guy on pace for 50-10-10 or 50-12-12, which game are you?
Now, when you add in the 12 now, that's different. When you add in the 12, that's a lot different.
Those 50s look like those 50s look the James. Oh, I didn't even put James Harden in this.
Yeah, you don't.
Your chance going.
And that's a bunch of 50-12-12s. A bunch of them in the playoff. Like, so, well, not in the playoff. Well, and that's the problem with him, right? And that's been the problem with him. So maybe I'll put him in a separate room. But the example stands. Like, which game are you gonna go watch? Let's be honest. I want to know honestly, like you personally, if you got news, right? The ESPN updates. It's like the third quarter. Jokic has got 20, 13, and 16 going into the last stretch of the third.
You said how much?
20, 13, and 16. Right?
Going into
the end of the third. He's about to it's about to be the fourth quarter. So like he's on pace for 30-20-20, right? So say he's got like 20, 21, 15, 16, whatever you want to say, right? You get the ESPN alert and the fourth quarter is about to start. And then you get an ESPN alert that let's use Luka. So it's not LeBron with all the old age. Let's use someone contemporary. It's a playoffs, and you get an ESPN alert that Luka in the Laker playoff game going into the fourth has 42, 9, and 9. Which one of those fourth quarters are you going to turn to on your TV?
You know those are
The second round, or is this the first round?
Why does it? Tell me why that matters first. I don't understand why that matters.
Because
There's a lot. Because of what I said before, there's a lot of mid in the West. Specifically.
Fine. I'll control then. Control. It's the second round.
Yeah, I'm watching the 50.
I'm turning to that Luka. I'm gonna be honest about myself as a basketball fan. Maybe I'm wrong for that, but me personally, I'm putting Luka on. A guy going into the fourth has 42, 9, and 9 with a whole fourth quarter in the playoffs. I'm turning that game on, bro.
But a 50-point triple-double is better than 30, 20, and 20.
Right.
I think that's what I'm trying to say.
But a 50-point straight with like maybe some rebounds and like
no. But that's not the comparison. I'm talking about 50-point triple-double. But
well,
that's my point,
clear.
Right? Jokic 2020 is great, amazing. But even with that, there is another level, which sounds crazy because of how big the numbers are in those categories. 20 and 20 is insane. But to your point, Paul, the game is about a bucket. 30, 20, 20, as great as it is, like the next level for Jokic is to be pushing 40, 50.
I will
as
say,
an individual. Like, it's just it.
I will
Go
say
ahead,
30,
Alan.
20, 20 is a different level of dominance, though.
It is,
It
for
is,
sure.
but
We're
like-
not taking it away. We're not taking it away. But Alan, go ahead.
So your point, that is another level, but like the guys that you just mentioned, only one of them got like chips. Only LeBron. So like,
Well, that's
can
unfair to
you-
Luka.
is that-
Magic's got chips.
Luka just started.
Magic. I forgot about Magic.
Magic's got chips.
I forgot Magic. If you want to count Magic, yeah. Was Magic like that? Was he like dropping
Don't
50s?
do it. Don't.
Was he
Game
was he dropping
7,
50s?
his rookie year in the finals. Let's not do this.
His rookie year.
Let's
His rookie
not
year
do
when-
this. He
That was-
came in
but
the
that's
league
one
and
time.
did it.
That's
We
one
can-
time.
You want me to pull the
Just
numbers?
like Jokic.
Yes, you got to pull the numbers. He's pulling cards, man. Allen's pulling cards, man.
He has to.
You got to see these numbers. But
I
I
don't
think
know,
it's
maybe I was unaware.
Yeah, I think this is still an unfair narrative to Jokic. I think this is highly unfair because the man is dominant in so many.
It's not an insult though. All I'm saying is that even the guys like Jokic who are a little bit more in their prime versus the young guys, if we're all agreed the young guys have another level to get to have the pull of LeBron and Curry. I'm saying even the current guys who are in their prime, I think even they still have another level to get to have the pull of LeBron and Curry. And for Jokic, I think we're identifying that. Like Jokic, for as great as he is, I think his limitations as a scorer, and this is all in context. I'm not calling him Thabo Sefolosha, but I think him being more of a guy that on any given night is a threat for 45 to 50 would get him the pull. Because we just did the thought experiment. If there's 2 games on and he's on pace to end the game 30-20-20, and there's another guy on pace to end the game possibly 50-10-10, we're all turning to watch that 50 game. Am I wrong in that?
No, you're not wrong.
So just in the context of pull,
I might watch this game.
Nah. Okay, so all right, 3 out of 4.
But I'm different. I'm from the school Jason Kidd. I told y'all that.
Fair, no, and that makes sense. But even empirically, 3 out of 4 in this little sub series of us, right? In this little sample size, 3 out of 4 of the guys, basketball fans, are going to watch that 50 ball. So just when I'm talking about pull, that's what I want to say. I'm not really at Jokic on him as a player. I'm talking about in terms of pull. In terms of pull, there's another level for Jokic to get to for us to turn that game on.
No. The thing that they have is longevity. That's all they got over Jokic.
No, but we could.
They've been doing it for longer.
But let's say Jokic was around in 2016.
Yo, Magic,
so 2016, we're still putting them on over Jokic. No.
Say that again.
Magic.
If we go back 9 years, so the longevity point is out of it. If we go back 9 years to 2016, LeBron and Curry, we're all picking to watch there. If LeBron, Curry, and Jokic are all playing at the same time in 2016, and we're taking Jokic from now, if we're taking Jokic from today, putting him in 2016, and we have 2016 Bron and 2016 Curry, we're all putting their games on over before his game.
I could make an argument that the game that we see today was started and spearheaded by Curry and LeBron.
But
No, wait. So I can make an argument that Jokic, if he was doing what he was doing now back then, he would have been a bigger star.
But that's what I'm asking you. I'm asking you right now.
I'm talking about doing what he's doing now.
I know that's what I'm literally asking you that exact question right now. So we did this experiment for today. Let's say we take today's Jokic, the Jokic that just had 30-20-20, and we put him in 2016. And there's 3 playoff games on at the same time, and you can't flip through. Jokic is playing, LeBron is playing, Curry is playing. It's 2016. Which game are you putting on?
In 2016, I might watch the 20 because you're not seeing offense.
There's no way in hell you're putting on Jokic before you put Curry.
In 2016, I might because the game, the expectation. No. Hold on.
In 2016, you're putting
you
any
know why?
game on
You
before
know why?
Curry?
You know why? Because I'm saying back then he would have been a bigger star. The numbers he puts up are ridiculous. Wait.
Don't add. No, I hear you, but don't add.
I'm not adding anything.
You're adding like the circumstances of he would have been a bigger star. I'm trying to
But
find
you said
out.
2016.
Yeah, but don't try to guess what each player's level is. Hold on, I'm saying don't try to put into it what you think each player's level of stardom is. I'm talking about you and how you would have viewed their stardom. Don't tell me I would have put Jokic's game on because he might have been a bigger star. You personally, in your household, who would have you wanted to watch more?
I could have varied in 2016. If Jokic was putting up the numbers now that he was putting up back then, I would have been like, this is the greatest player I've ever seen. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because back then,
you're a liar.
I don't want to call him a liar. I'm asking for personal opinion.
Don't call him a liar. There's no one.
You can call me whatever you want. You're wrong.
Hold on. If that's
back
really what
then,
he believes,
you're a
that's
liar.
really what he believes, you got it.
You're
Alan,
you're a liar. You're a liar. There's no way.
Alan,
No.
That's why you go for Curry.
Hold
not lying.
Too many voices.
Hold on, slow down. Everyone slow down. This is a personal opinion conversation to get research. So we're not debating. We're just doing research. So if Paul truly in his heart believes that if Jokic was a 30-20-20 threat in 2016, he would have flipped to that Nuggets game over that 2016 Warriors game. If he truly believes that, you got it. 2016, mind you, but you got it, Alan. Hold on.
What numbers are they putting up?
Everyone stop. Stop talking. We're talking over each other. We're going in order to get the research. You spoke already.
I know, but you have to add in the numbers that Curry was. You just talk about regular, like our average game.
No playoffs.
I'm saying average playoff game.
Here's the thing: I don't have to create the hypothetical because history exists. So if I'm going to 2016, we know what he did in the playoffs in 2016. So it could have been any one of those games. It could have been a bad game. It could have been a good game. Hold on. I understand, but here's the hypothetical. It's Steph Curry in 2016. We know what happened in 2016. So you have to wager your bet. You don't know, but we know in our memory of what any of those games could have been in 2016.
I believe you're conveniently ignoring certain circumstances because
I'm putting the same thing on Jokic. I'm not in the prior hypothetical. I was assigning what the games are going in the contemporary. Now I'm just taking it on to it's just them, right? And just pull in 2016. So we don't know for a fact it's going to be a 30-20-20 game, right? If it's just a playoff game.
To start the game or going into the third, like.
Oh, it's a new that. So let me clarify.
Okay.
The games are about to be played.
Okay.
At the same time. It's 2016. But in this year, let's say Jokic has gotten 30-20-20, just so we have that in there. He's playing at this level.
I'm watching
right?
Curry at that.
You're putting Curry's game on. That's
to start the game. But if you're going into the third, they tell me the man is getting 30-20-20 in 2016.
No, of course.
I might change it.
But that's my point, right? So I was just counteracting when you said like the longevity. If we take longevity out of it and we're just saying about who we're putting on, we're still putting on Curry and LeBron 9 years ago before we put on Jokic. But Alan, would you agree?
Yeah, in 2016, I'm putting on Curry first.
So we can't say it's longevity. That's not what it is. It's what I'm talking about. We know what could potentially happen in any given game with those guys, particularly if we looked at the last few games and they're in a rhythm and playing at a certain level. Jokic is playing still at his peak level but we know that is not what we're going to see from him. We're not going to ever see that. I shouldn't say ever because he's done it, but the chances of him going to that atmosphere are way less than those two guys. And I'm thinking that is the pull.
I'm still saying it's longevity because 2016, that was the greatest record of all time.
Yeah, but if you would have made the same choice 9 years ago, then tell me why you would have made that choice 9 years ago, because it can't be longevity.
No, but that is not necessarily. That wasn't even the best Curry.
I know, but I'm asking.
You know what I mean? Like
I know, but I'm asking you if 9 years ago you would have made the same choice,
but not because of Curry alone.
Well, I'm asking if 9 years ago. I'm asking if 9 years ago you would have made this. Let me ask the question, brother. If 9 years ago you would have made the same choice, then it can't be the longevity in that decision. So, what is the decision? Why are you choosing Curry over Jokic?
Because the team overall.
Okay, great, makes sense. Now LeBron,
73-9, yeah.
Now LeBron, you're putting LeBron's game on before Jokic's in 2016, right?
Yeah.
Why?
The same thing, the greatness
of who?
Of LeBron.
Right. That right there is all I'm talking about. There's something extra that is about LeBron, even 9 years ago, that would have made you put his game on before Jokic. So that's what as great as Jokic is, there's still another level for him to get to strictly in terms of pull. He doesn't have the pull. Even 9 years ago, take longevity out of it, he's never ascended to the level of a pull that LeBron or Curry had even 9 years ago.
He's a victim of my point.
That's my point. And Allen and Andre, does that make sense? Do y'all agree with that?
To me, it makes sense what you're saying. I don't know if I agree. I gotta think it out a little bit more because there would be extra facts. So, like, I disagree with Paul. I agree with Paul, but like to summarize it in a different way, I'm tuning into LeBron and Curry for not just because of them, but also because they're chasing the greatness.
If he's 30-20-20 and the Nuggets are the third seed back in 2016, just like now, would he not be chasing greatness? Because if not, then you're saying he's not chasing.
73-9 is crazy.
It's different. Because when I say you're chasing greatness, I'm talking about Curry and LeBron were basically in 2016. They're chasing Jordan. Basically, I don't think Jokic is like chase. That's why I'm choosing them. That's
so he's not now, right? So he's not now. So
he's not
I disagree with that.
But
we know you do.
No, but then that's my exact point. If we're taking everything he's doing now, and the Nuggets are exactly situated the same way now in 2016, why would he not be considered chasing greatness then? If it's the exact same scenario?
Because where I differ in that, I don't think it's in his ability. I think it's simply because he just doesn't have the chips. He doesn't have the cachet to say he's
right.
But
you're consistent, right? Paul's the one that's changing. He thinks he's chasing greatness now. I'm saying if he's chasing greatness now, if we put him in the exact same situation, one chip, the same Nuggets team in the third seed in 2016, why wouldn't he be considered chasing greatness then?
But just to clarify, like greatness as in greatest of all time. He's great. He's great. Yeah,
he would have been.
This is just for the audience. When I say greatness, I'm talking about greatness of all time.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's chasing greatness. He's chasing greatness.
And you two have the disagreement. Why?
Because real quick, Curry would have had one chip back then too.
Right.
Just would have been 70.
Right.
Yeah. But I feel like
exactly.
But when I'm watching Curry, especially in 2016, I felt like, I don't know if y'all feel the same, but I felt like I was watching what could be the greatest player ever.
And that's what I'm saying, right? There's another level.
I've never felt that about Jokic.
I did.
Right. If we go back to when Curry also only had one chip, one chip, we feel like we're watching something greater when we watch Curry.
I would feel that way about Jokic today if he wasn't 30 years old already. That's it for me. He's already,
but maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's part of it.
He doesn't have like.
I still think he's chasing it.
So like,
no, I'm sorry.
If you went to championship, my bad, Andre. If he went to championship this year, and I feel like he is in position to contend for more, my mind will change. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna be honest.
We're leaving that open that his career's not done. He could get to that level.
Yeah, exactly.
I think in every hypothetical, we've come back to the same conclusion. I think in a good way, like we're identifying and controlling all the factors. There is a separation.
Yes.
Even if we go back to when they both only had one ring, there was something about Steph that had more pull to it. There was something. And even though Paul thinks Jokic is chasing greatness, he still acknowledges that back then he was going to put Curry's game on. And he said it was the team, but we even put LeBron in that spot. He would have put LeBron's on. So there's something about those two guys that no one in the league right now has got to.
We're not saying no one.
It's not longevity.
We're not saying no one. Because there are two guys I can tune into, and I guarantee
they still gotta get there.
They still gotta get there. But I'm watching them, and I know for a fact
they're the closest. Those two are the closest.
I've never watched a Jokic game. I've never watched a Jokic game and thought for any second this guy wants to be the GOAT.
We gotta stop. We gotta stop. We gotta stop.
In my life.
We gotta stop.
Once in my life.
We gotta stop. We gotta stop. We gotta stop.
Honestly,
we gotta stop.
Wait, why is that sleep?
Our credibility is being challenged.
Wait a second.
Let Andre finish his point.
I know. I'm trying to stop Paul. Stop. Let him land.
The next thing I'm gonna say is gonna get Paul really tight. I think he won that chip against Miami by accident. He didn't mean to do that.
Now you're making him sound right. He
didn't mean to do that.
Andre, we're having a really good high-level conversation. Don't troll it. Stay where we are.
I'm not trolling at all. That man had no aspirations of winning a chip. He has no aspirations of being the GOAT.
Wait. Can I tell you? Wait. Here's where I agree with you. But can I tell you? But I think
you agree.
Hold on. No, not on the championship point. When he said he has no aspirations, I want to qualify that. I think how you talk and how you walk matters in what we're talking about right here.
Oh my
it's
God.
Let's be real, Paul. Let's be real. Jokic, out of his own mouth, he don't care about none of that. You can't debate that. We're not talking about how good he is. So I think you're trying to protect. We're not trying to say he's not the player he is. But if we're talking about watching someone and we're asking ourselves, does this guy think or want to be the GOAT? What he says matters into that. And when this guy consistently talks about not caring about any of that stuff, when he wins a championship and says, I'm just happy to go home, when he talks and says, this is my day job, no one likes their job, that matters.
I'm going to say something that's going to mess y'all up right now.
It probably won't.
I think
I'm not co-signing this, just so you know, Paul.
I think that actually helps Jokic's it actually benefits Jokic that he doesn't care and helps him become closer to that GOAT-like player.
But wait.
Because a player like LeBron cared so much that he choked in 2011. Jokic going into the playoffs doesn't care about what anybody thinks. He's there to try and win as much as possible.
Exactly.
That's why we gotta stop this on this podcast.
But wait, Paul and Allen, don't forget the question that's being asked. Again, y'all are defending him as a player. Remember what we said. Andre said, when I watch him, I've never felt like I was watching someone who wanted to be the GOAT.
Who cares?
That matters a lot.
Remember what we're talking about. We're talking about pull.
I disagree because
we're talking about
10 chips in a row. What are we gonna say? He's not the GOAT.
But
that's different. But he's not winning 10 chips in a row.
Stop.
Hold
on. Don't lose the plot. This entire conversation is not talking about how good or great anyone is. We're talking about pull. We're talking about draw, attractiveness. So let me preface it with the first question. Paul has always said the most exciting thing is someone who's on the path to greatness. Let's get even deeper into that. If you have two players who are on the path to greatness, what is more interesting? The player who is seemingly accidentally on the path just because they're that good, or someone who has declared, I want this. I'm on this path and I'm going to go get it. This is a personal question now. I'm going to go around. Personally, how do y'all feel? Andre is very obvious. He's more intrigued by the guy who says he wants it and is also on the path. Allen?
Neither. It's literally about who I think is better.
Who's closer, right? Who's closer?
Yeah, who's closer? Like neither one of them. Like it's not.
Okay. No,
I'll give you another
honest answer. I can respect that. I can respect that. You personally, I don't care what these guys are on about. Whoever is the closer to it is more interesting. Paul, you feel the same. Now, if we
well, let me say this though. Let me say this quick. let's say they both are equally as close, right? Like,
sure, let's control that. Which is more
Mhm.
exciting?
they're literally both equally as exciting.
So exactly. So that even controlling that your position didn't change. So
No.
exactly.
wanted to
So that's
clarify.
why I didn't even do it because I knew it wouldn't. That's why I didn't even ask that because I knew it wouldn't. Right. I think that's fair. I think that's a respectable take. I'm here for whoever's closer, no matter what. Now, if we talk about general public and poll, do you think most people feel like that, or do you
Yes.
think no, that can't be? See, now we can debate that. I don't think so. I don't think most people are just most interested by who's closest.
We've never seen somebody close to greatness that's never really shown that they were trying to go for.
We're watching it right now.
I could name another person who
We're
I
watching
don't know
it
if y'all
right
gonna agree
now.
with me.
Wait, what?
I don't know if y'all
How are
agree
you
with me, but I
watching
can
right
name
now?
Jokic don't want none of that.
you're
He
gonna
doesn't
name
care
Kawhi,
about
that'd
any
be
of it,
crazy,
but
but I
he's on the
agree.
way to it.
Is he?
another one is KD in my opinion.
No,
I don't think
stop.
No,
I don't
KD
think
wanted
KD
it.
wants it.
Stop,
I don't think
stop,
KD wants
stop.
it.
KD,
Stop.
no,
That's a
You
good
know
point.
why you're wrong? You know why you're
Nothing
wrong?
about
You know why you're
KD.
wrong?
What?
You know why you're wrong?
KD
You know why
thinks
you're
he's
wrong?
got it.
Wait. You know exactly. You know why you're wrong? Because he's constantly
What?
complaining about why he's not viewed as it. So you care, bro. So you care, bro.
He's a confusing guy.
You
man.
care, bro. You care.
I don't
He's
know.
a
If you're constantly pointing out that we don't look at you that way, you care about you wanted it. That's a fact.
I don't know because with him,
He's a capper. He's a
it's
capper.
I don't
He's
think
a
it's capper
capper when
because
it comes to that.
I think he doesn't care about it specifically because he thinks what everyone
No.
else thinks what the goal really is
No.
shouldn't be that. That's why he
And
won't
this
care.
is the-
Nothing
and
about
this is-
KD moves to me
KD
like he wants to be the
pathetic,
GOAT.
man.
This
I
is
don't
the
know.
problem with KD, and this is why he's been the most curious person in NBA history around this. He plays like he wants it. He makes
Yes.
career decisions like he wants it, and then
Yes.
he tells us he doesn't want it. But
Yes.
everything about him, every other aspect about him says
Yes.
very clearly he wants it. He's a
Yes.
capper. He is a
Yes.
cap. He is an
Yes.
absolute capper. The thing is, he doesn't like the reasons why we say he didn't get there. That's what he doesn't
Mhm.
like. He thinks the way we define there is wrong. So he doesn't care about our definition, but he absolutely cares about getting there. 1,000%.
man.
You don't
I
work
don't know,
as
man.
hard as he does and get as good as he does if you don't care.
Yeah, low
And,
key,
and,
low
and,
key,
and
yeah.
coming back, that's what I think ultimately at the end of the day, projecting, I think is what's going to work against Jokic. At the end of the day, when we talk about this era and how there's no separation in terms of winning, Paul, would you agree with? You're on record with that. There's no separation in terms of winning. I think at the end of the day, Jokic not caring is going to be why it's not him.
Nah.
I think his not caring down the line is going to play a factor in the Nuggets not winning a bunch of times.
I disagree.
Because-
I think it helps him win. It helps him win more.
No. It does help him in the aspects you're talking about. But to make it full circle, I think part of getting to that other part of the triple-double room where it's with the 40 and 50, I think getting to that level of individual scoring to win a playoff game, I think part of what gets you mentally there is wanting to be that guy.
Nah.
I think wanting to be that guy moves you from a 30-point triple-double guy to a 50-point triple-double guy.
All right, let
I
me say
think
this.
it plays a huge part of it.
Let me say this, right? Let me say this. I think last year could have very well have been a fluke by Jokic, right? And this
possible.
It's possible. Like that's I'm not saying it is, but I think it could have very well have been. This year we're gonna learn a lot. We're not talking about.
And we're setting it up. We're setting it up so that history can see where we fall on it. But
Right.
I do think it's possible, and it is not a knock because I think he's great regardless. But I think it's possible for the Nuggets. We saw it last year, and it could be the case moving forward. That when they're in those scenarios, him not caring about being the guy may be the difference between them winning and losing. Because he may have a 30, 12, and 15 game and be playing perfectly great. And because his play style and his mentality is not, I want to be that guy, he may not push himself to that room to get it done.
But let's be clear.
That might be what it is.
But let's be clear. The reason that the 30, 12, and 12 wasn't working last year was because he wasn't getting that 12 because of other guys weren't getting it done. Right? So
even more to my point.
Right. No.
It's clear that you gotta be the guy. If you don't have the mentality of I gotta go be
that's
the
where
guy,
I'm going. That's where I'm going.
That could be the difference.
That's where I'm going. But however, we gotta we have to understand something, right? Jokic is not an old player. He's not young, but he's not old, right?
Sure.
I firmly believe that last year was the first time where he
tired.
had to do that. And I think the mentality shift, he couldn't turn it on. Now, if he goes into this year with a different mentality,
I'm not mad at that theory.
So that's why I'm saying
theory.
let's see. But with I think we're dragging it with Jokic. We have a lot to learn.
No, but we're not declaring. We're not dragging it because we're not declaring it. I'm just setting up so that what happens this year answers the right question. Because I fully believe your theory is absolutely viable. That's an absolutely astute, absolutely viable. That it may have been the first time where he had to make that decision and he wasn't prepared to do it.
Right.
Because he didn't know that was necessary.
Right.
I could argue the Western Conference appearance before the chip one against Lakers in the bubble. I could argue he had the same decision to make then and he shied away. I could argue and that would be the counter. The counter would be he wasn't as nice, but I could argue it was the same situation that it needed to be him. And you could say it was a mentality. He just wasn't ready yet. Sure. Now, mind you, he was already a two-time MVP. No, not he was already a one-time MVP at that point.
He was 5 years into his career, though. It was
fine, fair. Again, I'm not debating. I'm just
I know. We're we put it out.
Fair, but now we look at Arc. You see that both narratives have foundation to take shape.
Yes,
both narratives have enough foundation from the past 4 to 5 years to take shape. And we're going to learn in real time. But ultimately, what I think that comes back to is if it's a question, that means it hasn't been answered, which means that's why he doesn't have the pull. We're still trying to figure it out, right? We're still investigating Jokic in a certain aspect. And therefore, that's why his pull right now cannot be anywhere near LeBron and Curry because we know with them. And I think we can end on that, right? Our young players, it's too early, and our current players, the jury's still out because you know who the other one from the current era is, where the jury is still out? Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And who's one there?
Because we've seen it during his chip run. He did it. He beat the Celtics because he went to that level where we were watching 50-point triple doubles. We were like, "Oh man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever seen." But he has not gotten back to that space in 3 years.
I think it's
now he's had injuries. He's had injuries. That's fair. Him and Dame are both healthy, so it's a jury out year for him as well.
I think you see the thing is I always bring in like X's and O's into it, and every time I do, you tell me like, "Nah, let's not talk about that." But it's like, I can't. No. But like the thing is, like when you have these type of conversations, where it's about like narrative and brand and all of that, I bring in X's and O's.
Oh, right? I know what you mean. Because I think X's and O's gets to we're not actually evaluating them as a player. That's a different conversation because we started the pod. I know, but we started the pod talking about media, and now we got into a conversation about pull. So I'm having a conversation in that space about pull.
Yeah, I understand that, but what I'm trying to say is, every time I try to insert the X's and O's and the technicalities of the game into it, you kind of disregard it. But me personally, the way I think, I can't separate it. You know why? Because I believe
we're different. That's why I stop you, because we're different. We're different. So when we talk about pull, we can't think about strictly what pull would be for us. Because a greatly executed game plan is gonna pull me to the TV for sure. No.
I'm talking about for players or individual players.
I agree.
I believe if Giannis's mid-range shot was what it was against the Celtics and when he won the chip against the Suns, that he would have like 3-4 chips right now.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like,
how does that relate to pull though? That's what I'm trying to get you to.
Because if he has that point to pull, because I believe he would have won more, and I believe that winning is what determines the pull more than anything else.
That would go back to my point, because then I'd be like, he's chasing that quote unquote greatness.
Yeah, but then it becomes circular, right? Because we can define it through X and O's however we want. There's still all I'm identifying is there's a separation. Right. So maybe for Giannis, it's skill. There's a skill he has to acquire to get to that next level. For Jokic, maybe it's mentality. I'm saying maybe in front of all this because, again, for those two, it's jury out, right? For Giannis, maybe it's skill. If you get this skill, you'll hit that upper room.
Joel is health.
For Joel, it's health because we know we've seen him do it when he's
Joel's
ready.
out of this conversation.
But he is. But he's the third on the list. And for him, the question is health. Can you stay healthy enough to get to that upper room? For Jokic, maybe it's mentality. Can you get the mentality when the situation is ripe to go to that upper room? So for the three guys of this era, question marks, meaning they're not in the upper room. For the next era, too young, but we have two candidates who let's see them keep doing it because they've both done it. But they're young. We got to see consistency of doing it. Are you gonna get a nameplate on your seat in the upper room? You've been invited, right? The current era, they've been invited, but the membership is still in debate. The committee is still like, well, you're in your trial period. You're in probationary. Right, exactly, right? The other guys, you've been invited on some like summer internship type vibe. Like we feel like we want you to see what the room looks like, get familiar so you can make your application for membership, but your application it's not filled out yet, right? And Luka and Tatum, right? And I think to put a perfect button on it, that is why this NBA season got amazing, because that room, everyone is active. The people who have been members for a long time who are in the upper room, active. Their journeys are active. The guys whose membership applications are pending, active. Let's see what happens. And the guys who are getting ready to put their applications in for consideration, active. And that's why the NBA is saved. To put a button on it.
Shout out Big Perk.
He did it again, fellas. Clap it up. No, clap it up. That was high level potting. You can't get no type of league and basketball analysis from that anywhere else in the world. There's no Turner, NBC, ESPN. No one can break it down the way we just broke it down perfectly.
It's a fact.
Play the Andre clip. Play the Andre clip.
Yeah,
we don't have it isolated. We don't have that. Wait, Paul, do you have that clip? The Andre clip.
Man, Andre, what do they need? What do they want?
You're looking for intellectual, informed basketball takes, and you want to bring in media that knows what they're talking about. Look no further than.
You heard?
Yes.
You heard?
Hell yeah.
All right. That was beautiful, fellas. Now it's time. Now we can argue.
I don't want to argue. I'm tired.
Now we can argue. Fastbreaks family, I'm looking right into the camera. You know what time it is. Someone has been ducking me for 24 hours. Actually, 48, almost.
You hype, huh?
So, you
hype, huh?
That's it.
You hype, huh? Nah.
Y'all better get him. Alan and Dre, y'all better don't act like you don't hear what's happening when this happens.
That's it.
That's
They just got
player gets injured when it's like time.
Don't let him get away with it. Don't let him get away with it. Don't let him get away with it.
Let LeBron get injured.
You see him saying it up already. He's copping please. He's copping please already. He's copping please already.
Damn, now they have a better record than us too. Damn.
That's a plea.
He's copping please like there wasn't a whole 48-minute basketball game where they could have got it done.
Where it was tied? What did I say about y'all?
48-minute basketball game. Y'all was up 12 for the majority of the game, and you didn't get it done. I don't want to hear about
a man. Get it done either.
About a man getting injured in the absolute last moments of the game. Stop it.
Please.
No. When you win by 4, you gotta talk about that.
10 to 15 the whole game. You were up 10 to 15 the entire game, and you didn't get it done.
So what does that say about y'all?
That we're nice. What are you talking about?
Oh my God. You thought you were making a point today. You thought you were gonna you just embarrassing yourself. Go ahead.
I'm embarrassing myself, but you're copping please for a game that you should have won.
Copping please when our best player got injured.
You should have been won the game. You should have been won the game.
Are y'all contenders or not?
No. Answer my point. Should y'all have been won the game or no?
Are y'all contenders or not?
All right, I'm gonna ask Alan since we're just gonna ask each other questions back and forth. Alan, should that game have even gone to overtime?
Yes.
I feel like the Knicks had opportunities to win, and they
that game shouldn't have even gone to overtime.
Yeah, that's what contenders do.
I'm not gonna lie. Huh?
They come back. They come back in big games. That's what contenders do, right?
So
are y'all contenders or not?
Yes. So I don't want to hear about injury then.
How?
Because you beat us.
You beat us. You beat us if y'all so nice.
We did.
Without our best player. You hype
for 2 minutes. For 2 minutes.
Without our best player.
That's most
for
crucial 2 minutes
three
of the whole
offensive
game.
possessions. For three
Most-
offensive
It wasn't
possessions.
3.
It was, bro. It was literally 3 offensive possessions, bro. We
Our
could run the
best player
tape
wasn't on the court.
That's
for
enough
3
to get the 4
offensive
points.
possessions.
That's enough.
Where
to
was
get the
y'all
4
best
points
player?
you need, which is what happened.
He started the overtime and got us 5 straight points. Got it done. What did your best player do in those first 2 minutes of overtime?
Yeah, we were coming back when he got injured.
No, what do you mean coming back? The game is
That's
tied.
the
Hold on.
game.
The game is tied. That's how overtime works, right?
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson was there for the first 2 minutes of the overtime. Am I wrong in that?
Yeah, but y'all gotta leave.
Wait, no, stop. We're gonna walk the dog. The first 2 minutes of overtime, everyone has everybody. What did my best player do in the first 2 minutes of overtime? 5 points. What did your best
player do?
Hold on. What did he do?
He brought us back. He
So
went
it
on a
was ti-
personal 5-0 run himself, did he not?
So it was tied when he got hurt?
We were down by 2.
Okay, then. That's my point. My best when he was healthy, we were still beating you. For those first 2 minutes of overtime, we were beating you.
He scored like twice in a row or something like that.
We were beating you before he got hurt. Is
By
that is that a,
2 when we had the ball and he got injured.
I'm pulling it up because we're just saying things.
Oh my gosh. You're acting like this man, Jalen Brunson, wasn't the best player on the court.
He wasn't.
He was. Like, there's no part of this.
This
you
is
can
bias.
attribute-
Clippers
There's
fan.
no part of this you can
Bro,
attribute.
you gonna tell me it wasn't? He rolled his ankle with 124 left in overtime, and you're telling me it wasn't 3 offensive possessions? You know how long a shot clock is?
Yeah,
You know how long a shot clock is?
You know how many seconds are in 1 minute? That's 84 seconds, right?
Divide that by 24, brother.
Let's do the math.
This guy's insane.
Let's do the
It
math.
might not even been 3 offensive possessions because remind you, we had mad offensive rebounds, so we were running that damn clock.
No, it's 6 offensive possessions.
6? Are you dumb?
84 seconds.
No.
Y'all did not use the whole 24 seconds, man.
I'm sorry. It's 4. It's 4 offensive possessions,
Which is how many per team?
2 each. You need 2 offensive possessions to get 4 points. That's my point.
But
Without
what
our
I'm
best
saying
player,
is- but y'all was
Thank
debating me
you.
when
Like, what are you talking about?
don't switch. Allen, you saw them just do that, right? Did you see them just do that? They debated me this entire time that it wasn't 2 offensive possessions. They didn't have him. Now they're gonna
that's
tell
not
me
true.
that-
All right, no.
That's not
You got
true.
me. You got me. Okay, you
Oh
got
my
me. You
God.
got me. Pharaoh.
Please don't gaslight
Pharaoh.
me, please. I will
Pharaoh.
turn up. I
I
will turn up.
literally said.
Pharaoh.
I literally have been saying no because you're listening to Paul. I literally said those last 2 possessions were the most crucial
All right,
game.
Paul, you're gonna.
Yes, you got me. You got me.
Okay,
it was
okay,
2 possessions.
okay.
My
It was
fault.
There's
2
nothing to get.
offensive
Like
Those are the
3
2
minutes
most
left.
crucial possessions of the
I got
game. That puts you on the 4 ahead. We didn't have our best player to go back to back with you. If
Get a
Jalen Brunson's
bucket.
there-
You got 2 NBA All-Star starters.
That's the dumbest thing
Remember when
I've
I
ever
said
heard
that?
in this podcast.
Hold on.
Cat
Remember
was
when
ass that
I'm
game.
gonna go back to this. Y'all was on me when I said, "Is that man an all-star starter?" I don't want to hear Jalen Brunson was going. You had 2 possessions to get 1 bucket, and your all-star
That's fair.
starter in the East couldn't get a
That's
bucket.
fair.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
No,
He couldn't
you're
get the
right on
ball.
that.
He didn't even get the ball. That's
the
Tim's
problem.
fault, not him.
That's the problem. Oh, now it's Tim's fault. Now it's Tim's
By
fault.
the way,
How is he
look,
not?
Tibbs is getting fired this summer, man.
100%.
No, he's not. They
No,
love
it's a
him.
fact. No, it's
They
a
love
fact. He
him.
really
I don't
is.
know.
Oh,
I don't
he
know.
is. He is.
They love him.
He 100% is.
No, I won't lie. His defensive plan against Luka was smart. We're just nice. He didn't. He dared Gabe Vincent and Austin Reeves to beat us, and that's what happened.
They
I mean,
did,
to
yeah.
beat y'all, and that's what happened. So
The problem is we
I
should have
can't
put
knock
in
his
Mitch.
defensive plan.
We should have put in Mitch, but he's on a minutes restriction.
No, that doesn't make any sense because we weren't going to the rim, and he can't switch.
It doesn't matter. No. The problem is when Mitch came in, right? The switching stopped. The switching stopped, and we're playing.
But y'all didn't.
drop.
But y'all didn't switch when at the end of the game, y'all were blitzing Luka on the pick and roll, which gave up weak side corner threes, which was a good plan if Gabe Vincent and Austin Reeves aren't great NBA players. It was a good plan.
Listen, when Cat is on the floor, no matter what is gonna happen, y'all will kill whoever's playing us in a pick and
It
roll.
wasn't
When
even-
Cat is on
but
the
he
floor,
wasn't even the
no
one
matter
doing the
what offensive defensive strategy, the other team is gonna kill. That's
Paul,
why
let's
to
be high
close
level,
the
though.
game against
Paul.
certain teams, we need Mitch, man.
But Paul, let's be high
he's
level.
a
Let's
administrator.
that's a very general point, and I know why you're saying that because Cat is bad defensively. But let's talk about what actually happened on the floor. Both teams in the overtime, outside of the first 2 minutes, which is why I said that. In the first 2 minutes, it was star time. Our star scored, your star didn't. We were winning, right? Then at the last 2 minutes of the overtime, it was a others versus others game, and
What?
that's a bro. I wish I had the last 2 minutes of this game.
Who was on the court? Who was on the court?
Listen.
For y'all.
No, let me break it down, please. I promise, because I really watched this game and I took notes because I knew we were gonna break it down. And Alan Andre, if I get something wrong, correct me. The first 2 minutes of overtime was star driven. Jalen Brunson attacking, Luka Doncic attacking, right? Luka scored twice. I think Jalen only scored once, right? The last 2 minutes, the defense adjustments made by both coach took the Stars out of the game offensively. That last 2 minutes was won by which team's others were going to make shots. The
That's
shots.
disingenuous.
Listen. Though, but it's what literally happened. The last.
No, that's disingenuous.
No, can I lay it out and you can then debate the specifics? Because I'm going to give you specifics. You can tell me what I said that was wrong.
Why are you saying
The last 3 important shots taken for the Lakers in overtime were taken by Gabe Vincent twice and Austin Reeves once. The last 3 important shots. That's a fact. But
we know.
Okay, the last 3 important shots taken by the Knicks were OG Anunoby and Josh Hart
And Deuce McBride.
and Deuce. Yeah, but that last one, like at the buzzer, like the game was over. I don't even count that one. To be fair to y'all. So that's what I'm saying. In the end of the game, listen. In the end of the game, the defensive adjustments worked for both teams to force someone else to make shots. Our others made shots. Your others did not. So to sit here, hold on. Let me finish it, and then you can respond. So to sit here and act like the lack of Jalen Brunson for the last 2 minutes was the determination of the game. The Stars didn't even decide the end of the game. Now, before you respond, Alan Andre, did I portray literally like how it went on the court incorrect in any way?
No, I think that's right. If I remember correctly.
That's exactly what happened.
No.
What's wrong specifically? What's wrong?
The last 3 shots.
Your role players got wide open shots because your best players were on the floor demanding double teams and blitzes and all of that. Whereas our best player was off the court and OG had to create. OG got no bag. What are we talking about?
But Paul, it would have ended up like that even with Jalen Brunson because we weren't gonna.
No, it wouldn't because he would demand double teams. OG hit a big 3.
Time out.
Wide open.
Paul, if he demands double teams, who ends up with the shot?
You mean good looks, wide open looks, others?
Okay, so then be specific. You're saying, hold on. No, I'm just trying to clarify you. What you're arguing is, even if it would have ended up with the same players on your team shooting, you're arguing if Jalen Brunson played, their looks would have been better looks. Is that what you're arguing?
Of course, wide open looks, yes.
Now let's talk about this. Now I really want to pull up. I'm gonna see if I can get the last 4 minutes of overtime because the Josh Hart shots I'm talking about were wide open.
I was gonna mention that. I was gonna say
wide open, bro. We're wide open.
Have even been on the floor.
The OG one you're right about. The OG one he had to like create and drive and just but
Josh Hart.
Hold on. Here's the thing. Josh Hart all game didn't want to shoot. Number one, right? He shouldn't have been on the floor.
Whether Jalen Brunson was there or not, exactly. So
no, but we had other players I could have played instead of him in those last few minutes.
No,
now, number one. That's number one.
Was playing,
that's number one. Hold on, that's number one. Number 2, when we are talking about possession to possession, you literally have to nitpick like this. So yes,
I'm not mad at your nitpicking.
It matters that Jalen Brunson wasn't on the floor. Because even if Josh Hart had a wide open shot, who's to say that Jalen Brunson would have even created out of nothing? And because if you lead, let's say he goes to the wait. Let's say Jalen Brunson gets the ball. Let's say Josh Hart's on the weak side, and Jalen Brunson gets the ball somewhere else, like on the wing, right, where he hits his big go ahead threes at the end of games, right? And you all decide to blitz and double from that side. Now we have more winning shooters that you got to double off of. That matters. Why are you acting like the best player doesn't matter more than anything else?
You're being disingenuous because I'm not saying it doesn't matter in the ether. I'm talking about literally what happened. If you're gonna argue to me, if we're agreed that the same players on your team would have been the ones shooting to end it,
open.
Even that, like They had open shot. Oh, the OG shot was not open. But I'll remind you that the first one he took was not open. They got an offensive rebound and kicked it back to him, and his second one was open. So there was 3 open shots. OG got 1 and Josh Hart got 2, and they missed, brother.
But
That's that's the fact of what happened in the game. So I'm not saying Jalen Brunson missing didn't matter. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not going to be stupid. Obviously, it matters. But I'm saying him being on the floor, the way the game played out, that wouldn't have changed anything.
You're bugging out.
No, because then McBride and
OG those two statements were back to back because they contradict each other.
But
there is no nuance with that. You're contradicting yourself. Am I wrong, Allen and Andre? Was that not just
you're right? No, you're right. If Jalen Brunson's there, those guys are not taking that shot.
Maybe yes, they are, because that's how the game went. We were not letting Jalen Brunson shoot.
You're missing the point where McBride before that took a step back, a 15-footer step back for no.
I didn't count that one, did I? I didn't count that one, did I?
I know. But I'm saying
I said the last, but I said the last 3 because y'all were tied anyway. Y'all were right with us. The last 3 important shots for both teams were not taken by stars. There's no debating around that. That's a fact of what happened.
Right.
That's how the defenses were playing.
And we're saying if Jalen Brunson's there, that's not happening.
I disagree.
That's fine if you disagree, but that's who he is, and that's how
you got to tell me how he's beating the blitz then to score.
I don't know how he's doing it, but he's doing it.
So then don't tell me that's blind fandom. That's blind fandom.
It's not blind fandom.
Quality of the shots.
A million times.
The quality of the shots that that our role players would have gotten would have increased the likelihood of them making the shots, right or wrong?
You got to tell me what's better quality than wide open.
Yeah.
What?
Josh Hart had a wide open shot, man.
2.
Josh
and OG
Hart was
had 1.
He should wait. Josh Hart was the only one who wasn't willing to shoot. And here's the thing: we saw him take open shot and make it. Who's to say he wouldn't take another one? Who's to say he's going to go back to back open shots and not take it with confidence?
But that's my point. That has nothing to do with Jalen Brunson.
It does. We didn't have a shot. We had no offensive creator, and you want to talk to me as if that doesn't matter.
I'm gonna ask Alan. Maybe you can clarify. Like, what am I missing? If we're talking about the same player and an open shot, what is Jalen Brunson being on the floor? How does that affect whether Josh Hart shoots the open shot or not? I don't.
He gets more open shots.
I don't get it.
Open shots. He gets more open shots.
It's the same number of possessions. We're talking about 80.
Yeah.
We're talking about 84 seconds. In that 84 seconds, Josh Hart got 2 wide open threes and he missed. What does Jalen Brunson being on the floor change about that?
If you double team him, he's gonna get more.
What do you?
But his shot was open anyways. What we're saying to you,
bro, it was 84.
So he's gonna say he's gonna miss all of them.
No, but what I'm saying is, it's this Jalen Brunson on the floor does not create more possession.
Wait, we're not talking about the whole game.
We're talking about the last.
I know.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the play-by-play. I'm seeing 1 shot by Josh Hart in 84 seconds. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Let's pull it up.
This conversation is
even
the
if
most ridiculous conversation we've ever had in this podcast.
No, it's not, bro.
How the heck are you going to tell me?
Here's what I saw.
Jalen Brunson is a top 5 player in the NBA today.
No, you're being intellectually dishonest, bro.
We're
being very specific, bro.
You are.
Yo, Alan, please chime in here so it doesn't look like I'm just trolling the Knicks.
Why you acting like Josh Hart is the only one? Wait, that OG
Wait, hold on, Alan.
I just
want to know, Alan, what was your breakdown of the game? So I'm not tripping. I'm not like I'm trying to present an objective analysis of literally what
Andre,
happened.
this was the Lakers. You wouldn't be talking like this.
Because everyone's confusing the points.
If Gabe Vincent missed wide open shots, I'm not going to be here talking about.
We did not lose because they just missed wide open shots.
Yes,
you did.
No,
we did. Go ahead, Andre.
Please. Can I finish what I was saying? So everyone's talking about open shots. There was only 1 open shot. This is what I was talking about. Conveniently missing out Deuce McBride. Deuce McBride took a contested 15.
How much time left?
OG. I'm sorry. That's
how much time left?
That's at 39 seconds.
What was the score of the game at that point? If we're gonna get specific, then we're gonna go all the way there. Stop it.
All right.
If you're gonna get specific, we were down by 2 when our best player went out, and he was on a roll. And y'all were blitzing and doing all of that.
Seconds left. There was only 2
more. Hold on. Everybody stop.
We got 2 more minutes on this topic. 2 more.
Everybody stop.
Agreed.
So when Deuce McBride took that shot, it was 107-109. All right. He shouldn't have made that. He shouldn't have.
The game is over.
It's not. It's like 39 seconds. 39 seconds in OT.
Oh, sorry. You said 107, 109. My fault.
107, 109, 39 seconds left in OT. He misses the shot. Lakers get a rebound.
You crazy as hell.
Towns fouls. LeBron James gets 2 free throws because Towns fouled him for no reason. Now they go up to 111. Then Josh Hart gets his open 3, and he bricks it. OG Anunoby gets the rebound, goes up for a layup, bricks it. McBride gets a rebound, sends it back to OG, gets a layup, makes it. Then Hayes gets a foul.
Do one more time. Go. Let's go from one.
No. Wait.
I'm not debating. I'm saying I wasn't keeping up, which means our audience definitely wasn't keeping up. No, it's not. This is basketball analysis. Let's go from 124. I have it pulled up to 124. Jalen Brunson makes free throw.
Okay.
Jalen Brunson makes free throw 2 of 2 and then walks off the court. Right.
Correct.
At that point, it's tied. Right now, do your thing. Right. Do you think?
Okay.
Foul.
A whole bunch of subs, fouls. Hayes gets his free throw at 60-second mark.
Now we're up 2. Knicks go to a timeout, right?
Correct. Knicks go to a timeout. Hayes gets a second free throw.
Miles McBride with 39 seconds takes a step back jumper.
Correct. Contested misses because there was no reason for him to take that. That was stupid.
No, there was a reason because
wait. On the court. Can we talk about that possession and what happened?
Sure.
What do you want to talk about? No, this is what I'm trying to say. What are you trying to talk about? What is there to talk about, Farrell?
He should not even getting a chance to do that.
What are we talking about?
If he's able to take, and this is what I'm talking about. If he's able to take a step back, why can't Jalen Brunson get that same opportunity? The only difference is Jalen Brunson's a big shot maker.
We're not going to use this timeline. I like the timeline so we can actually talk about the possessions. But if y'all are just going to read how the possession ended and not talk about the whole possession, then it's pointless.
The whole possession was that. Hold on. First of all, they tried to get the ball to Cat in that possession. I remember that.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how the possession actually went.
Hold on. They tried to get the ball to Cat. It didn't work. Deuce had the ball.
Right.
He's dribbling. He's trying to create something. He takes a step back, a tested shot, and misses because he couldn't get the ball to Cat.
Correct.
And Jalen Brunson was there.
He's not missing that.
First of all, let's say he doesn't get the ball to Cat.
39 seconds left. If Jalen Brunson is there, he gets blitzed. What happens after that? Tell me.
Somebody's wide open.
Who?
It don't matter. It could be OG. It could be Josh Hart.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter.
It
doesn't.
Okay.
This is the difference between Deuce and Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson's a big enough shot maker.
It doesn't matter.
He's a threat that you do have to blitz him, and he's also a good enough playmaker that when you do blitz him, he can get it to somebody for a shot. That changes the whole difference of the game. I don't know how
this conversation is pointless.
The whole reason
Alan, do you agree with that?
The whole reason I brought up the timeline is because everyone kept saying, "Oh, you got open shots, and you're missing it."
Wait, let Alan go. Let Alan go.
I'm
the only objective person.
No, he wasn't finished though. He wasn't finished, and he was talking facts.
That's it.
And you want to silence the man because he was talking facts.
He's about to tell us why he brought the timeline. We know why we brought the timeline. I understood your point about the possession. I want to know if Alan has a similar perspective.
So argument done.
The only thing I would say is I don't think the Knicks lost it in overtime, and not because just Jalen Brunson went down. I think they have more problems to deal with. I think the defense in overtime was not good.
That's true,
and that's all there is to it. But
the defense wasn't good because Cat was on the floor. Mitchell Robinson is on the ministry.
What does that have to do with corner shooters?
I'm trying to tell you the way we
had one corner shot.
Hold on. Let's break it down.
We only missed one shot.
Hold on. No, are you talking about the wide open shots that y'all took, or are you talking about us?
Yes, the wide open shots we took. What is
right.
Cat
That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
We sell out too much because Tibbs is so confused as what to do with the defense when Cat is on the floor. It's to the point I don't even feel like I understand what Tibbs is going through as a hold on. I understand what Tibbs is going through defensively because he's like, I don't know what to do with Cat on the floor. When Mitchell Robinson is there, is he defending sometimes he's actually defending the three pretty well. He contests the three. But the thing with him is that wait. The difference is that when he is there, the guys that are defending the perimeter, they defend differently, and Tibbs coaches the pick and roll defense differently.
Tell me the difference.
Where he doesn't sell out. You could play drop easier.
You're never playing drop against Luka Doncic. Stop it. Come on now. Let's be real.
But we hold on.
Let's be real.
But we did it.
And
earlier
what happened?
In the game, we did it.
And what happened? He had 15 points in the first quarter because you were playing drop.
After
you were playing drop.
Wait. After that,
you switched.
We were still playing.
No, you weren't.
When Mitchell Robinson was on the court.
No, you were not playing drop, brother. We killed you in drop.
Yes,
We murdered you in drop. You were not
because
playing
Cat
drop.
was there.
You were not playing drop, bro. Mitchell Robinson did not come in and play drop. That's not true.
Mr. Robinson in the third quarter when he played those few minutes didn't play drop.
No.
So what they were doing the soft double team too?
Yes.
I remember we went on a run because we were locking up Luka Doncic. So
Anytime
maybe
you play drop, Luka scored almost every time, or he got fouled.
Yeah.
The only time it was working is when Luka was turning down the shot in the drop and tried to drive and foul bait, and he wasn't getting the call. That's the only time your drop was working.
So you're saying he wouldn't have driven in the overtime?
He literally didn't. The first play, he
because he played against Cat. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's different. It's different.
But hold on, we're talking about coverages, right? You didn't play drop, right? You did a switch the first time. He took Cat to the mid-range, did a shimmy mid-range jumper. Then you played drop the second time. He hit a 3 in Cat's face. So you're telling, I understand that, but if we're talking about coverage, you're telling me what's the coverage that you would have ran? Let's just talk those two possessions. What's the coverage?
Listen.
Wait, let me finish the question. You don't even know what you're responding to, bro. What is the difference in coverage on those two possessions you would have played if Mitchell Robinson were there?
I don't know if I would have did anything differently because Mitchell Robinson.
Okay, so if he switches, Luka doesn't kill him in the mid range.
In the mid range,
yeah. Because I don't want to change anything Luka did. Right? Luka came off.
No, why don't you want to change what he did when he has to adjust to the defense?
Okay, sure, fine. Then let's do it. I thought I was being fair to you, but let's do it. If they do a switch that first possession. You said you were not changing anything, right? So they do a switch that first possession. Mitchell's on Luka. You think Mitch gets a stop?
I think Luka Doncic is going to take a step back 3, and Mitchell Robinson.
You think he misses it?
I think Mitchell Robinson defends the 3 way better. I saw it in the game. He has longer arms. He moves better. His defensive instincts are better. He knows when to contest, how to contest. He doesn't just use his right arm and dive at the person. He's a 10 times better defender. So therefore, we have a better shot.
Okay. And the same thing in the next possession on the drop.
So what? Same thing as the
next possession they did drop. You think it's the same thing? You feel better about that coverage against Luka with Mitchell there? Because
Mitchell Robinson doesn't drop all the way back, and then it's harder to just drive on him. He's contesting shots. Luka's going to have
I think that's valid. My point. I understand personnel matters. But to Alan's point, I think those coverages were just wrong. I think you started the game and you did the 2 coverages against Luka that he absolutely destroys everyone against.
Of course.
Right? So for me, going to those 2 coverages on those 2 possessions was the fault, Mitchell or not, right? And then you adjusted and you went to the blitz. And then now what I want you to answer me is, if you're saying not changing coverages, but Mitchell there, on the 2 blitz possessions, when Gabe got a corner 3 and then Austin got a corner 3, how does having Mitchell Robinson in on that blitz change Gabe and AR getting those corner 3s? That's what I want you to explain.
It doesn't.
Exactly. That's my point.
However, if Jalen Brunson is on the court, now our offense is different.
Oh, exactly. So then don't debate Alan's point when he says you played bad defense down the stretch.
We didn't.
I never debated that.
We didn't. We said yes.
You did. You tried to tell me if Mitchell Robinson was there.
Oh, that's Paul. I didn't say nothing about that.
No, wait. Hold on.
I want to investigate Andre because Andre be.
Wait a second.
Yo,
wait a second.
wait a second. God, Andre be.
Did I not? Wait. Pharaoh, did I not just say that if Mitchell Robinson was there, we played better? I don't agree with the blitz, but we still play better.
No, but exactly.
For one possession, at least we play better, and you can't acknowledge.
No, but that's what we're saying. We're saying you play bad defense, and the point we're making on that is your coverages were mistakes. And you responded saying we would have played better with Mitch. But then in the same breath, you're saying if you had Mitch in there, you would have done the same coverages. That means the same mistakes is happening.
No. Okay.
We're saying the mistakes
I don't think you would have blitzed
there.
Necessarily.
We're not, but that's not responding to. We got that point. No, we got that. Alan, you're talking about Alan said you played bad defense. I'm just agreeing with him and saying the coverages you played in that overtime were bad. Y'all responded to that, bringing up the name of Mitchell Robinson. So we investigated that and said, okay, what would you have done differently if Mitchell were there? Paul, Paul, you said nothing. You said I would have did the same coverages with Mitchell. And then I asked you, do those possessions go any differently if you do the same coverages with Mitchell? And you're sounding like the answer is no.
No, I said, did I not describe how the drop you play better defense on the drop? Did I? You gonna ignore that part?
So that one possession maybe goes differently. Then you.
So wait, does that not matter?
I didn't say it didn't matter.
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you
It obviously matters. Everything you say matters, brother. I'm giving you your credit. Okay, so that possession goes differently. The next two possessions, you blitzed, and we got corner threes. I asked you specifically, does Mitchell Robinson being on that blitz change that at all? You said no.
Okay.
So therefore, if only one out of those 4 key possessions potentially goes different, is the narrative you play bad defense still stand Mitchell Robinson or no? If him being in there would have 1 out of the 4. Lucas 2 buckets and our 2 corner buckets. You say Mitchell being
you described 2 possessions.
I gave you 4 possessions. Lucas 2 buckets and the 2 corner threes. 2 plus 2 is 4. We went through all of them and asked you if
you named the one where we played drop though.
No, you gonna let me finish? Yes, that's in it. Lucas 2 buckets. One was a drop, one was a split.
So we blitzed.
Bro, you gotta let me. The reason why you're getting confused is because you don't let me ask the full question. Let me say what I'm saying, and then you won't be confused. 4 possessions. 2 of them are Luka's buckets. 2 of them are corner threes. In the 2 Luka buckets, 1 was drop, 1 was a switch. You got it?
And what did I say? So therefore, it's not just one. But it's not just one bucket or possession that goes differently.
Of those 4, when I asked you about each one, you said only one of them goes different. You said the drop.
No, you said that. I said drop, and I said the switch. He plays better, and I believe that Luka's going to take a step back. Did I not?
Do you think that's a good defensive possession? Luka Doncic with Mitchell Robinson on a switch with a step back 3. Luka Doncic has one playoff. Luka Doncic has one. But listen. I get it that you're saying the betterness. We are saying it's bad defense. Period.
But how is it bad defense?
Because if I'm a coach, personnel aside, is that a coverage I'm comfortable with? Luka Doncic on an island switch with Mitchell Robinson taking a step back.
Are you comfortable with anything with Luka?
I mean, hold on. Wait a second.
You gotta give a take here, man.
Luka Doncic has 1 playoff series with that exact coverage.
Can I ask something? Because I think we're getting something else convinced. Gabe Vincent didn't score in the OT.
Sorry, that was regulation. The end of regulation.
So
we're talking about
this is a completely different conversation.
Yeah, but we saw OT was mostly OT was okay. So I have it the order backwards. The 4 possessions are the last 2 of overtime and the first 2 of OT. It wasn't the Luka buckets first and then the game. It was
it was Luka buckets first and OT.
No, it wasn't because listen to y'all want to talk so much. You're not hearing me. Luka's. Alan, I'm trying so hard. The order is the 2 gay buckets to end regulation, and then Luka's 2 buckets in OT. That's the 4 bucket span I'm talking about. I was mistakenly saying them in the order of saying Luka's buckets first, but in time, it was the gay buckets to go to OT, and then Luka's 2 first buckets. We are talking about that span because that span is where me and Alan are arguing is where the game was won. You letting us tie it up, and then letting Luka give us the lead to start the overtime. I'm going to argue the game was lost there. And Alan is saying it's because, fine, but Alan is putting that aside. That's my independent point. Alan is saying is in that stretch of our 4 offensive possessions, 2 to end regulation and 2 to start overtime. Alan is saying, and I agree, you played bad defense for those 4 straight offensive possessions. Yes, I was saying them in the wrong order. Regardless, those 4 possessions. Coming back to the argument, Mitchell Robinson being in there for those 4 possessions, we are arguing if y'all did the same coverages, that's still bad defense.
Who cares?
No.
Who cares? No.
And Andre, go because you're making a good point.
Because at that point, then we go bucket for bucket for bucket. We're all tied.
You're not being a good team playing bad defense. That's why. That's who cares.
No, it doesn't matter because nothing. Y'all don't win the game until Jalen Brunson goes down. I don't understand what you're talking about. Nothing happens until Jalen. We're going bucket for bucket for bucket. Y'all are missing. We're missing.
We're not going bucket for wait.
Yes, we are. I literally went through it before. We're going bucket for bucket.
I got a question, Farrell.
Hold on, Andre, and I want to wrap this up, Andre. Remember the period we're talking about.
Yes.
Y'all are acting as if us getting to OT wasn't because of bad play by you. You want to go on OT and act like regulation didn't happen and talk about how we were going back and forth in OT and then Jalen Brunson going down. All that's fine. Let's talk about how you played that led to you being in OT.
No, I can agree that's bad.
Okay,
defense.
then all right. So listen. So that's what we're saying. Jalen Brunson was there for that.
No.
We're saying y'all should have won the game in OT. You played bad defense to let us come back to get to OT, and then you started OT playing bad defense. And now you want to focus on the moments that happened after all that and complain about Jalen Brunson being hurt. But we're telling you that
not complaining about it. I'm
You're
acknowledging
on that period of time and ignoring all the bad defense you played for the full 5 to 6 minutes before that when Jalen Brunson was fine and arguing like that isn't part of why you lost.
First and foremost, it's a 4-minute span. We've acknowledged that it was bad defense. Our point is, you can't say that's where you lost the game.
Where you lost the game.
If we're still sticking with you. If the most my point is
a fan take, and that's
it's not a fan take. It's not a fan take.
I'll tell you right now. I'm not cherry picking, and I'm done with this at the topic. But
no. I got a question for you.
Hold on. I'll answer. I'll answer. I'm saying this is my last independent point, and then I'm done.
Sure.
This is where we can agree to disagree. The reason why I'll let y'all have that is because I'm telling you, out of my fandom, if I'm beating a team by 10 to 12 the whole game, and we even let them go to OT, I'm considering the game lost, even if we won, because that was terrible.
But you might win the game still.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That's stupid. I'm sorry.
That's the level of basketball. No, you know why? Because I'm on a contender, and I'm looking at overall. If we allow a team that we're beating the whole game to come back and bring us to OT, automatically off rip, whenever the team that like is able to bring you to OT, there's a good chance they're winning that OT because of momentum anyway. So I'm already upset. I'm already upset that we let them come back. That's one. Then if we lose to them, I'm not blaming anything other than the fact that we were even in that position. I'm not going to get in. No, it's not. I'm not going to get into the OT and start nitpicking and be like, oh, but I'm already mad. I'm already having a negative, and that's me. I'm already having a negative opinion about how we played because we didn't take care of business.
All right, I'm asking a question though.
Even if we win, the way I'm looking at that is not like a triumphant we won. I'm looking at that as like they let us escape.
All right,
that's how I view. If I'm looking at a contender, if my team's a contender, that's how I'm viewing that scenario. I was projecting that onto you to say y'all are like, why are y'all really gonna hang your hat on the Jalen Brunson injury in OT? Y'all should have the takeaway of y'all played bad for that's even happened.
No,
y'all
see,
should
the problem is
y'all wait. Let me just finish because I said I'm done after this. Y'all should be. Y'all really should feel like mad that Jalen Brunson got hurt because he was in that scenario. That should be the take. In my opinion, that should be the takeaway. I'm mad that we played so bad that even led to OT where JB could get hurt.
If
JB didn't get hurt, like
why are you acting like they're two different things? We are mad.
No, wait, no. Andre, don't buy it. Let me ask. Let me say this quick.
Hold on. Pause on the play. Hold on. I'm not buying into nothing. I can be upset that JB got hurt. I'm also upset how we played. I've been upset.
What's your focus in terms of the loss? What do you focus on most?
Focus?
You see the trap? You see?
In terms of the loss, where does your mind go to first? What's your focus?
When JB goes down.
Exactly. That's my point.
Here's hold on.
No,
First of all,
I don't understand the problem.
Hold on. All right,
you're a different kind of fan than me. That's
hold on. No. You see, this is the problem with
this guy's going on with some superiority. Want a ring?
Hold on, Andre. Please let me cook. Come on. Please let me cook. Please. We don't have enough time. Hold on.
Yes, I am soap because y'all are emotional. Y'all move.
Who's more emotional than a Lakers fan? This is the problem. Y'all are arrogant. And y'all don't respect other organizations. We look at the Lakers and we know y'all are two powerhouses. You don't really have a blowout.
You know what? Y'all got scared. Y'all saw LeBron and Luke over there.
Blah. Y'all are arrogant. Two powerhouse teams, you hardly have a blowout. There will be a run, and it will be close most of the time. We're not delusional like y'all, number one. That's number one. Number two, I got a question for you.
Sure.
How do you rate the defense that y'all played on Jalen Brunson in those last few minutes of regulation going into overtime?
Kind of garbage.
No, wait. I want to hear what you got to say.
I think so. Here's what I gathered as the idea, right? Blitzing. I think we were dropping off Josh Hart because we chose he didn't want to shoot, which gave us a help defender.
Mhm.
I think we forced. I don't think JB was able to determine what side of the court he wanted to attack. I think we did a good job of forcing him to the side where we had help. I think he was doing a great job of manipulating the help defender.
Mhm.
Right. So I liked our defensive plan. JB was just executing. I think every time he got to the mid post, he was foul baiting. And I think that was his idea. And it was working for him. He knew he was going to be driving in to help. He didn't try to finish over side. He either swept through or he leaned in, and it was working for him. As a defensive team, I don't think there was a better coverage. The best you can do is tell Jackson Hayes and Dorian Finney-Smith and LeBron a lot to try to defend without fouling. And JB is one of the best in the world at getting to the free throw line. So I think you have to live. Wait, let me finish. So I think you have to live. I was fine living with how we were defending him. He wasn't getting clean looks. He wasn't getting clean buckets. He was getting himself to the foul line. And you have to take the bet and we're going to keep our hands to ourselves and the ref's not going to give it to him. And ultimately that's what happened.
But at the end of the day, if you really study Jalen Brunson, you know the looks he got that's what he wants. He wants you to run behind him while he's shooting and make the and one. He wants you.
No, I know.
That's
why. No, but I know that's why he's a great player. But what I'm saying is the in terms of coverage, I think it's the right play. You take the gamble of can my help defender keep his hands to himself? Wait, can my help defender keep his hands to himself? And is the ref going to bail him out to end the game? I think in most of the first quarter, he was bailing Jalen Brunson out to keep their lead. Once we went on the run, the refs swallowed that whistle, and that's why y'all wasn't scoring to keep up with us. And that's the wager JJ Redick played, and I'm comfortable with that wager. I don't think the refs are letting Jalen Brunson foul bait himself to a win. And
he was making his shots too, though. He was making and ones.
Few and far between. They were momentum. They were momentum. They were big momentum plays, but all they were was stopping the bleeding. The run was still what it was. The run. Do you agree that the run was still what it was? He was keeping it at when we would get to 4, he'd get an and one and put it back to 7. Then we would get to 3, he would get a bucket and put it back to 5. He stopped it from being a 15-0 run. But it still was a 15-6 run.
Okay, so here's the thing.
That's my point. He wasn't just. We weren't going back and forth the whole time. We were running, and Jalen Brunson was keeping us at bay by getting fouled.
So you're acknowledging that the greatness of Jalen Brunson meant that really any defensive strategy y'all put against him would have
because hear what I'm saying. Our defensive strategy was to keep him at bay so that JJ Redick is a numbers guy, right? If we're down 15, right? What is you could try a defensive strategy where you think the goal is to get stops every time down, and you can fool yourself into thinking that it is, or you can devise a defensive strategy to slow a team down so that you can make a comeback. You don't need a 15-0 run to come down from 15, right? You need a 21-6 run. Right? Because that ties it up, right? I think that was JJ Redick's strategy. I know in this coverage that Jalen Brunson is going to feel super comfortable, but I also know that the Knicks can't go on a run against this coverage, but we're going on a run. So yes, Jalen Brunson, every 3 possessions is probably going to get a bucket on this defense. But if we're getting a bucket every time down, over time, that turns into a tie game.
So
you see what I'm saying?
So therefore, you're saying that you're banking on the Knicks to not play good defense on the other end, and we score more.
Yes, which is what me and Alan were saying.
But hold on. Okay, listen to this, Alan. I'm trying to tell you that in a game where you're playing Karl Anthony Towns, your defense is going to be bad no matter what you do, right?
Yeah.
And if you put Mitchell Robinson in there, right? And I'm telling you. You switch on Luka. Wait.
Sorry, you're right.
You switch on Luka, right? It sounds crazy, but the fact of the matter is, if you switch on Luka, you are better off living with a long, extended left arm contesting that step back.
You would. I wonder if Tim feels the same way you do. I would ask 29 out of 30 coaches if they believe what you just said. We're gonna live with our big man switch. You know who also thought that? Jason
Rudy
Kidd.
Gobert,
Jason Kidd last year in the playoffs. I'd rather live.
They're not Mitchell Robinson.
I
Mitchell
don't
Robinson
care.
and AD are like the same player defensively.
I don't. And what happened? Hold on, watch this. We thought the same thing about AD with Jamal Murray last year in the playoffs. How did that work out for us?
Yeah, because Jamal Murray loves AD.
How did
that's different.
No. But that's my point. I get that in theory basketball, having a mobile big switch out onto the guard makes sense. All last year's playoffs showed us in various scenarios with various players that no, you'll die.
Not all the time.
We watched it. We watched literally two playoff series.
They're not Mitchell Robinson.
AD.
No, it matters though.
AD.
Yeah, AD, bro.
AD on Jamal Murray. AD against everybody else is working, right?
Okay,
I'm literally telling you, Jamal
Fair
Murray got
enough,
AD.
Murray.
Like,
Fair enough.
No, not fair. You tell me Jamal.
If that's his point,
Alan, you're telling me the Jamal
Thank
Murray
you, Alan.
matchup is more favorable to the guard than Luka versus anybody? Are you
No,
dumb?
you're saying
I'm not saying that, but if that's the who he's going to die on, there's nothing to argue.
And I'm saying no coach would agree with that.
That's not true. That's not
No
true.
coach is living with Luka Doncic isoing their center. None. Not a single
Okay,
coach.
listen. The thing is you want to make sure that they run down the shot clock, and he doesn't have a lot of time to work. Therefore, you kind of know as a big, especially a guy like Mitchell Robinson. Wait, real quick. He knows as a big that he's probably going to get to that step back. So therefore, and I saw Mitchell Robinson do it in the game. That's what I'm saying. I know he could do it. He's going to anticipate the step back and contest it, maybe even block it. He's done it. So therefore, I'm not saying it will happen. I'm saying that is the best bet. And you said the best bet for Jalen Brunson is to let him feel comfortable. So we're saying greatness, there is no solution. So I'm not saying it was bad defense. I'm saying it was bad personnel. That's what I'm saying. Let's go.
No, I think there was a better coverage. I think if you properly execute, and this is what I've said about, and we can go to a different team. The Knicks are terrible at rotating, and the Cavs prove that. Because the best coverage the best coverage against Luka is a blitz, particularly if LeBron's not corner side. If LeBron's wing side, then it's just the outlet. We saw it happen sometimes. So the blitz would happen. If Luka's only outlet was LeBron would get on the wing and just pass it right back. So then, to your point, time is getting wasted, right?
LeBron hit a 3 off of that same play
because he was too far off. Another problem that you have, that your help is too deep. The Cavs also proved that. The Celtics also proved that your help is too deep.
We have to be because of Cat.
Listen, but whatever, your help is too deep, and your rotations suck. So that is, and so you can't play what would be the best coverage. The best coverage against these guys will be blitz. But to be able to do that, you have to be able to pinch and recover quickly and rotate. And that's what you can't do. And that's what we proved the 2 times you did blitz. When you blitzed, we hit LeBron 3. And when you blitzed and you were able to recover, short roll, corner pass 3. And you lived with that, and we beat you with that. But before that, before you even got to that, you tried some other ridiculous coverages. And this is now going back to regulation. Before you even started blitzing, you were doing other stuff. And that's why we came back. Because if you look in overtime, we slowed down, right? But if we slowed down because you started blitzing. But that's what I'm saying. Overall, defensively, you were effed because you were first doing bad coverages because you knew you couldn't play blitz. And that let us go on a run. We killed you.
I will never say
we killed you against drop and switch. We killed you. That's what 21-6 happened. Killed you against that. And you
didn't kill the whole game, though. You keep going back to the first quarter.
No, I'm not talking about the first quarter. I'm talking about the overtime run. I mean, the regulation run to come back to tie it. The regulation run to come back to tie it, you were in switch and drop. That's why we went on a run. Right, so
Carl Anthony Towns, the worst defender.
But here's what I'm saying. I get it, but this is why ultimately your team is bad on defense. That like you can
because of Cat. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I don't disagree.
We have a guy by the name of Mitchell Robinson who is the best defender arguably outside of Wemby.
Okay, bro. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, but
no, that matters. That you can't just ignore that.
I didn't say it didn't matter.
Mitchell Robinson.
I'm not. Listen, you know why? You know why I'm ignoring it? Because Tibbs ignores it. You play how you play.
He doesn't ignore it. He's just on the minutes restriction.
Okay, fine. Whatever you want to say. Whatever you want to say,
if we get to the finals, we'll see how it goes then.
All right, but
because I'm telling you, it's going to be different because of Mitch. Mitch might be starting at that point. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And above all else,
so
Jalen Brunson.
the main takeaways is
you in the offense.
So the main takeaways is y'all are coming away with this loss in the same position y'all in, where y'all are fantasizing about some version of this team that we haven't seen all year. Congratulations. Congratulations. You still can't beat a top 4 seed, and you're still banking your entire you're still banking your entire season on a version of a team that you've never seen before.
You see?
Great job.
You see? We're gonna see before the playoffs start. You know that, right?
I guess.
You guess. All right. All right. You feel comfortable beating us with our best player?
Meanwhile, we've won 8 straight, like 20 of our last 24, and there's like 6 good teams in there. So
congratulations.
Congratulations.
Y'all are contenders just like us.
You haven't beat a single good team. How are you a contender?
Because our biggest problem is defense. And we've seen already in limited games, Mitchell Robinson greatly impacts our defense. He makes the guys on the perimeter.
That gives you contender confidence that this man's going to up his minutes and you're going to play a level of defense. Do we not have one of the best offenses in the league? Yeah, but you just said your problem is defense. You're not. We've seen that story before. Phoenix Suns. You're not winning no chip.
Our defense is gonna be better. We're not stuck at our defensive rating right now.
He's been saying all season that Mitchell Robinson is going to be savior.
All season,
and we see it. I've been proven right in limited minutes so far.
Just like Bol savior for the Phoenix Suns.
We're not the Phoenix Suns. You want us to be the Phoenix Suns, and when we get to the finals, you're gonna eat your words because we're not letting you live. We're not letting you live. You better hope that the Lakers get there.
I don't have to hope. I've seen the version of my team that can do it already, and I'm about to see it again tonight. That's the difference. That's the difference between me and you. I'm going off of a version of my team that I've seen already.
That's all right. That's fine.
You're fantasizing. You're imagining.
I see it. No, I do see it. When you play the Nuggets,
you've seen it for 12 minutes. I've seen it for several full games, brother.
For 2 weeks,
I'm gonna see it again tonight, and I'm gonna see it again tonight. No, it's been 6 weeks. Charles was wrong. It's been 6 weeks. We've had the number 1 defense in the NBA for 6 weeks.
When they'll play the Nuggets
in the next couple of weeks, but don't skip over tonight. Don't skip over tonight. We about to go in Boston and have a fun time.
It's gonna be a good one.
Luka has some demons that he has to excise in there.
Hold on. If y'all beat Boston, that's just gonna give me hope. That's just gonna give me hope. So
you not us, brother. You can't do what we do.
I'm not going.
Y'all not that nice. We would have beat you.
Oh, you can't say that.
We would have beat you.
Yeah. Get him out. Don't do that. You can't do that.
Like,
you not us.
So we would have beat you.
Huh?
You did it.
We would have beat the Lakers if Jalen Brunson didn't go down. The best player on the team on the court went down.
Alan, say what you're gonna say.
But why you can't say that about Boston if y'all get blown out by Boston? That don't make sense to me.
You got blown out by Boston, and you can't beat us. But if we beat Boston, you can beat Boston.
A real NBA player who's healthy now. So,
all right, bro.
All right, bro. We can end it there.
Can I just say I love this comment?
They get by Boston, and then they lose to us. But if we beat Boston, they can beat Boston. Nick math.
What?
Nick math. Alan, Paul said. We're done. Paul said if we beat the Celtics tonight, that just gives him hope.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
That's a fact.
So the Celtics blow you out.
Y'all got lucky, right?
Andre.
Wait, Paul, you know you got lucky last night, right?
You did. 2 nights ago.
You know you got lucky, right?
I don't agree with that.
But why did
come on, man? What? You know he got lucky, right?
Even if that's correct, how does them being Boston make you feel better? Y'all got blown up. I
never said that. Oh, we're gonna beat. I'm saying it gives us hope because
it's going to show talking out of both sides of their face.
It's going to show as the term goes, chinks in their armor.
Who, Boston or
if Boston?
Yeah, but if you don't have the weapons, to hit those chinks,
Boston has
to hit those chinks. What does it matter?
Wait a second. Boston has been sliding a little bit. They're still winning, but they've had some losses where you're like,
sliding a little bit.
But not against y'all, though. That's the problem. Not against y'all. They blow y'all. Like I would agree with you if it was like a close game, whatever. But they blow y'all out. Like it's not.
Y'all ain't playing. They haven't played us with Mitchell Robinson yet.
Oh my god.
Weird.
Like I keep
Mitchell
telling
Bowl.
you, Mitchell Robinson.
No, say
Mitchell
words, say
Bowl.
words,
Mitchell
say words.
Bowl.
Mitchell Bowl. You see now you're gonna. That's all you can do is
Bolsho
violate.
Robinson.
The stats.
Bolsho Robinson.
I'm naming this episode Mitchell Robinson is your savior. That's what we named the episode this time. Because
whatever, man.
Y'all are sad.
We're not sad. We
sad.
just
all
alright.
this talk, man. All this talk.
Y'all are
this
sad.
talk.
I can't talk. Why can't I talk? 2-0. Don't talk to me.
Lucky.
Don't
You're
talk
not
to me.
lucky.
Don't talk to me.
How
Don't
you feel
talk to me.
pride
Don't
in
talk
beating
to
a
me.
Jalen
Don't
Brunson
talk
this
to me.
season? That's not very Lakers.
Because I beat you.
That's not very
I beat you in the
Lakers-like.
garden with just
That's
Bron.
not very Lakers.
Because I beat you in the
If
garden
you
with
can't beat
just
him with Jalen
Bron.
Brunson, how nice are you really?
So we're ignoring January when I beat you with just Bron and you had
Yes,
everybody.
we ignoring it.
Yes, we ignoring
It's
it.
a different team.
He was okay, but we beat you with that team.
That's not
Mitch
very.
wasn't
All right,
there.
that's it.
Mitch wasn't
Well,
there.
that's it. The topic is beat.
Mitch
Topic
wasn't
is beat.
there.
Yeah, topic
Mitch
is topic
Like
is
Mitch
beat.
wasn't there.
beat us
Mitch
with
wasn't
beat us
there.
with the
Why are
best
you
player
talking
on
to
the
me,
court on our team.
2-0? Why are you talking to me, 2-0? Stop talking to me.
Yeah, you
Topic
see,
is
All you
beat.
Knicks fans, stop talking to me for real.
you see,
Get off my line. Don't talk
You
to me,
see?
bro.
you see.
Don't
Look,
talk
I'm
to me.
telling you right
Don't
now.
talk to me. 3rd seed. I'm a 2 seed. Don't talk to me.
That's crazy.
2-0. Don't talk to me.
We have the same record, but that's
Best defense in the league. Don't talk to me. Coach of the year.
I would
Don't
never
talk.
talk like this.
Coach of
I would
the
never
year.
talk like this if we
Oh.
beat y'all without Luka or
Don't
LeBron.
talk to me,
Coach of
bro.
the year. Coach of the year
Don't
is
talk to
tough.
me, bro.
Coach of
If
the
y'all
year.
didn't have your best player, I
Don't
wouldn't
talk
talk
to me,
like
bro.
this. This is called arrogance. This is
Don't
called
talk to me,
arrogance. This is why the
Don't
Lakers
talk to me, bro.
the Lakers fan base is the worst fan base in America. Let's
I
end
can't
this.
wait.
No,
I
it's
can't
it's
wait.
the most hated because it's you
Right
hate
Because
on
you're
Cowboys.
arrogant.
Right after Cowboys.
We're-
Cowboys first.
Right
Why
after the
shouldn't we-
Cowboys.
Why shouldn't we be? Tell me that. Cricket.
This is crazy. This is
go.
crazy.
Let's go.
You beat the
Yo,
Lakers. You beat
catch up
the
next
Lakers
week.
on Jalen
Catch up
Brunson.
next. That's a clip too. That's a clip too. Catch up
No,
next.
it's not. No,
Light
it's
it
not.
up.
Man.
All right. Fast breaks. Please
Lakers,
follow us.
y'all gotta be better
subscribe.
because
Let it go.
Jalen
Let
Brunson
it go. Let
comes
us
back.
end it. Let us end it. Let us say you was quiet then. Don't get
Fast
don't get
breaks.
loud now.
Fast break. I don't have a lot of energy.
Alan, how
That's-
beautiful was that?
Fast breaks
Alan,
fans.
Alan,
You
how
might see us
beautiful
on
was
the
that?
stream.
I'm not gonna lie, that was funny.
Producer hat.
That
You
was
might
funny.
see us on the
Peace.
stream. You might not. I can't wait to see these Lakers
Quiet
get
as hell in
like,
here, these boys.
All right. Peace.
Can't wait to see
Jalen
them.
Brunson. No Jalen Brunson and you feel happy?
If you're looking for intellectual, informed basketball takes and you want to bring in media that knows what they're talking about, look no further than
It's Fastbreaks. Listen. We back with another one.
Fast breaks, yeah, we coming with the takes. Never early, never late, but we always push the pace, yeah. And we really study tape, y'all just view the highlights, man, we really watching games, yeah. You just watch from the stands, we run 3-man weeks, Paul, Dre, and Allen, yeah. Way more than a fan, we got love for the game, we don't have to pretend. Got it out the mud like you get it off the glass. I'm the run the fast breaks, throw me the outlet. Yeah, we got it out the mud like you get it off the glass. Time to run the fast breaks, throw me the outlet.